door stopped working. The garage door took like 2 months to fix, but it.
everyone. Welcome to the barely legal episode of the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 18. I was trying to make what does smoke sound like? I don't know what that was. It was like wind blowing. But hey, I'm glad to be here. And what was that?
Smoke doesn't have a sound.
I don't know. Not when it's on fire like this panel today. And the voice you just heard was DeMarco, dude. My dude. What's up, man? How you been?
Wait, am I not on camera?
Yes, you are.
Oh, well, okay then. Hello. You said the voice you just heard, so you are immediately throwing me off.
He does that a lot, DeMarco.
Well, listen, keeps me on my toes. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Anyway, move on. Just get away from me.
That was it. Okay, I got you. You got to recoup from that. And Mac Daddy, Big Daddy Mac, what's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, a long time. You guys, I haven't talked to you since last night. That's, but besides that, or was it last night or night before? I don't know.
Night before last.
Whatever. You know how our lives go.
Yeah.
Just want to say hello to everybody in chat, and Assassin and me are lovers. I just want to make sure everybody knew that. All right, carry on.
That's cool. Well, you didn't ask me for my blessing because he's my son. Assassin! What's up? What's up, man? How are you? Are you excited to be here? We got a lot to talk about.
Sorry, I'm still trying to get over what Max said, but yeah, I'm glad to be here. And unfortunately for our bot brothers out there, it's gonna be we're gonna be focusing pretty good on the blue side today. Unfortunately for you.
Yeah. That's right, because this is not an Xbox podcast, believe it or not. But hey, you know what? We love games, and there's a light shining into my soul right now that I'm going to have to fix in a minute. I just want to shout out to everyone in chat. And I'm sorry, go ahead. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. Make him, now, kiss. Make him kiss. Look at that. Look at that. See, that's how we do it, with lots of love here on the Renegade Realm Podcast.
He bends it over, and then, okay, so let's do that.
Okay. Anyone else? Let's see. Nope. All right. Perfect. Shout out to everyone in chat. I think Drawn TJ showed up first. He's like one of the biggest, most supportive people in the community to everyone, and he's a good dude. Shout out to him. C Steph, Timmy, thank you for being here, dude. Gray Monad as always, and Jake is here, who is from the Lorefield show, the Lorefield podcast. So he's a big fan of DeMarco, big fan of Mitch and Lex, and thanks for stopping by, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Speaking of Lorefield and things, I want to jump right to the Starfield news. I'm sure that's why people clicked. Starfield.
Potato, a grumpy potato. What's up?
Nice. I love grumpy potatoes. They're hard and they're.
Would they not be?
And you made it weird.
Yeah, I made it weird. Well, because they're grumpy, so they'd be like.
Fair enough.
So what's up, grumpy potato? So you know what, DeMarco, I'll throw this to you because you are your channel built on Starfield, on the engines of Starfield. Did you dive deep into what the ESRB revealed about Starfield today?
Yes, and a lot of people are taking it in the right way and the wrong way. I see so much of the embellishment that's going on where people like, there's microtransactions in the game, but actually probably, and then like the little subtext, actually probably not though, or there's sex in Starfield, but actually probably not though. And then they have that in the subtext. Like they're using these big mambo jumbo headlines to try to get all them clicks, and it's just stupidity. Believe what they're saying, but like just, use your common sense. Basically, You want me to summarize what happened?
Please do. Yeah, let's get into this.
So, the ESRB has officially come out with its rating for Starfield. It's going to be M, big surprise. But more importantly is Bethesda sort of talked about and disclosed some of the reasons why. I don't know if it's the ESRB that did or if it was Bethesda that did. It sounded like Bethesda was writing this to the ESRB. But anyway, it was disclosed officially about some of the things that we'll see in Starfield, and some of the things that were mentioned were instances of blood and blood on the ground surrounding corpses that will be there. There was in-game transactions, in-game purchasable items, which can include anything from, it's not going to be microtransactions, it's probably going to be a renewal of the Creation Club in some form is my personal guess, but obviously they need to do that even if it's just a normal DLC, as every single Bethesda game gets these days. So it's just normal downloadable content most likely, or possibly Creation Club. There was also specific lines of dialogue that were shared that were really interesting about having woohoo time with jetpacks on, or also being better than the stars. And so there were specific instances of what NPCs might say after you have some woohoo time with them. Now that does not mean that you're gonna see woohoo time like you get in Mass Effect. All it means is that you're probably gonna get a fade to black, like as if you're going to sleep, and if your romantic partner is nearby, or you have a romantic partner in Starfield, which we knew romance options were a thing, then you're gonna get your lover's bonus, and you're gonna get some fun dialogue to accompany it to make it feel a bit more real and fun. So those
Lover's
were the
boner, am I right?
things.
Yeah.
Hopefully not from a fade to black screen, but you know what? Anybody can have whatever kinks they want. That's fine.
Yeah. I put a poll in the chat, and we'll see how people feel about that. There were some other things, but I do want to get into it because I think all of us here love Mass Effect Assassin, and that's a big part of that game. I even said, like, because there are some games where just having the option of romance is really nice to not to just be like, I want to be able to say no to you, but just fact that a relationship in a video game can develop to a certain extent, but you choose otherwise. You land somewhere in the middle, or you just not interested or whatever. I just love that. So some people just want to romance everyone and have 15 playthroughs and romance all 15 characters or whatever. But people were kind of when it was revealed before that there wasn't gonna be like sex in the game, and they're like, oh, I can't believe no alien boobs and whatever. I mean, look, Fallout, the idea is there enough. Like Mass Effect took it to a level that was like, even like KOTOR, like you would have a romance and be in love with people, but you never had like a hardcore scene, but like you knew it's like I'm with this person, you know. It's a video game.
It's about the context. Mass Effect, it was much more appropriate because Mass Effect was very hardcore into the character part of it.
Right.
Whereas Starfield and Bethesda games are not necessarily about the character. Like, everyone has characters they love. Obviously, it's Nazim. Feel free to tell us why it's Nazim's your favorite Bethesda NPC of all time. But it's not the main thing. That's not what you're playing a Bethesda game for, is to get those deep character moments. It's part of it.
Deep.
Or
I see what you did.
just like your yeah, there you go. Pick it up and put it down.
I see. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. Yeah, and I think that and Mass Effect is a space opera like Star Wars, so it is very dramatic, and you sort of need those to see some of that kind of stuff. But the fade to black is like, I get it. I think you leave things up to your imagination. It might turn out a little bit better as far as role playing goes. But it's cool. It's cool that, like,
and if you want more, you can just go to Lover's Lab.
That's a thing that you'll have to tell me about.
Lover's Lab is where all the NSFW mods go to.
Oh yes, the mod. I imagine Bethesda secretly hired a few of those modders, and they're like, haha, they think it's just gonna be fade to black, but you'll be surprised. You'll have to equip the backpack.
Honestly, I don't want to see that in my Bethesda game. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I don't. So
apparently
a lot of people do, though, DeMarco, if it's a mod and if it's popular.
So there's a difference. That takes it to the extreme, and I don't want to see those extremes in my Bethesda game.
Well, what if they give you the option to turn it off?
Yeah. I mean, what if you wake up with like a disease in this game or something like that? You're like, you die from AIDS in 2 years or something like that. You're like, you walk to the next planet and you're dead because AIDS killed you. Like, people, I mean, there's stuff. Yeah, I literally seen this today about mods.
Oh my god.
They're going to make in Starfield. Like, I was literally reading what these mods are going to do. They're going to literally make it where you can literally die from diseases and stuff like that. And I was just like, what the hell are these mods already planning on doing? They're planning to freeze hell over, I guess, because there's no way that this is really happening. But I don't know. This is whatever. I don't care, man. I'm going to enjoy the game either way. If I'm going to have sex in the game or not, it's just a game. I mean, it's not like my wife's gonna kill me because
I find it interesting that was the topic that everybody gravitated to.
yeah,
It wasn't the most interesting thing that's been revealed.
Well, they talked about a bunch of stuff. Yeah, they talked about a bunch of stuff, but all
but just latched right onto there. Just grabbed and hooked yourself.
I literally sat there for a half an hour reading what these mods were saying about what they're gonna do to this game when it comes out, and I'm just like baffled by like the stupid. I mean, people just have way too much time on their hand. And I was just like, oh, man, just enjoy your guys' stuff. These dudes are talking about making, like, an orgy pretty much happen in this game. And I just think in my head, like, why is this getting brought up, you know? It's like, just play the game for what it is, you know? But it is what it is. I'm going to enjoy it, so let these guys do what they want. If they want to have fun and do it, be my guest, so.
And do it naked, too. Assassin, do you have romances in games? Are you romantic at heart? Are you, sorry, I'm choking. Do you do that?
I'm a realist romantic at heart, but yes. I mean, it's good to have options. And Red, you did notice that there are multiple races in the game, right? It's not just humans like you wanted. They mentioned aliens.
Oh, what? Oh, okay.
Alien creatures.
Well, we know there's
alien creatures, etc.
Alien creatures.
But that's
Well, you don't. Well.
Alien creatures.
Was it creatures or what?
Because
creatures can be pretty much anything, right?
But it said fighting, specifically fighting, and it said and listed off a couple things, and then it said alien creatures.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if it's Faded Black, I don't care. If they actually show it in full 4K HD, I really don't care. I just want to play the game, honestly.
I can tell you why it probably wouldn't happen is just because it's like, again, to go back to BioWare's a story-driven experience too as well, and it kind of ties into exactly what you said, Wolf, with the drama part of it. So Starfield doesn't, Bethesda games don't have that per se. They tried it with Fallout and it didn't work as well as I think they hoped. So
I mean, look, Starfield's going to be a game we're all going to be completely lost in. No, we're not going to have time for any other games, and if we do, we're just going to speed run them and then just go back to Starfield. Let's be honest here.
That's what I've been doing. God, that's what I've been doing. I messaged you guys in the group chat the other day, and I was like, I literally have been like getting so frustrated with games, and I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm gonna die someday. I'm not to get morbid, but like, I am like frustratingly, I'm like aggravated. I'm like trying to like finish these games and like getting so mad. Like whenever I beat them, I'm like finally, and like going to the next thing that aggravates me. I'm like, you know what? I am what I'm calling banishing them to the Shadow Realm, which is literally just hiding them from my library. Goodbye. I don't need you. I don't need you. And I hid like 15 games that I had been like. Anyway, Starfield.
Yeah, I think the thing that interested me, to be honest, the most was probably the in-game purchases, because it sparked a lot of discussion around the Creation Club and it returning. And now I actually will present the controversial opinion that I actually liked the Creation Club, not as it was presented to us, but the concept of it. I think that having a marketplace where you could buy more official and tailor-made and works out the gate and you don't need to test it and it's implemented into the game, add-ons is a great thing. I think the prices were absolutely out of control, however. And so if you could tailor that back and you actually priced the singular quest that puts you on one quest and you get one new piece of gear for like $2 to $3, maybe $5, depending on how in-depth it is, then yeah, I'm all for that. But the way it was presented for both Skyrim and Fallout 4, I think, was a bit egregious. And I'm hoping that Bethesda tries to rectify that and bring it back, to be honest, to something new.
Yeah.
It's cool for the mod makers, too.
And whenever, because they said in-game purchases, and my brain went, well, yeah, expansions, DLCs, but I think that's not how that's worded anymore. Like, even they know what DLC and planned expansions are. In-game purchases...
No, that... In-game purchases counts as DLC as far as the ESRB is concerned.
Oh, really? So they don't go no. There's no because I'm thinking in-game purchases like that, and because for me, I see that as DLC and expansions. Let me get that clear. They might say this is different. This is microtransaction, so we're calling them in-game purchases, a la Fallout 76's Atomic Shop and that kind of bullshit.
They do not distinguish between the two.
That's good to know. Look at that. We're learning here. I didn't know that. Well, That's fantastic. Well,
The
good.
more you know.
I need to get my fucking soundboard set up. Yeah. I don't. How? You know what? Let me just. I have so much to say, Mac. What kind of in-game purchases would you want to see? Cosmetic only? You want to see purple dildos? You know, what kind of stuff?
I mean, really, we're gonna get a Resident. I think we're gonna get a Resident Evil 4 kind of situation where you can upgrade your guy if you want, pay for it, upgrade it. I mean,
Did someone say Resident Evil?
yeah, I know. Besides that, well, look what they did with Resident Evil. They made it where you could purchase the upgrade to make your guns better, or whatever. I don't really know. Haven't looked into it, but I know it. But I would be surprised if we get something like that. Do I like it? No. Do I care? Not really. If somebody wants to spend money to like get ahead because they don't got as much time, or they just don't really give a shit because it's their money, let them. I mean, and if Bethesda's gonna put it there and they're gonna do it, be my guest. As long as it doesn't. Yeah, it's not like it's Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it's not giving them an advantage to have higher capability to destroy me in an online game. It doesn't matter. It's single player. I don't care. I do spend all the money you want. That's what I think it is. But I agree with DeMarco. I think it's just probably DLC though. When it's all said and done, I think it's just going to be some DLC stuff in the long run, or some maybe some cosmetic stuff. Maybe like make your guy look like this alien dude with a clown hat on. You know, something stupid that, you know, somebody will spend $5 on just because they like it. So I'm not 100% on what it is, but that's what I would go with. One of those two things.
Assassin, would you if you want to, would you cosmetics, or just I didn't want to start that song, but you know, he knew what I was gonna say. Assassin, just what do you, I can't fucking talk. Fuck.
Assassin, what do you think about in-game purchases?
Yeah, cosmetics, or, you know.
Well, I mean, to be honest, when it comes to single-player games, I have some issues with microtransactions in the games industry, but if it's for DLC or if it's for season passes, then that's fine. I still think that you probably cut that out just so you can get extra money later on down the line, but when it comes to the microtransactions in Starfield specifically, I think they're just talking about the Creation Club. I mean, let's face it, someone pointed out that Horizon, Forbidden West, and Ratchet & Clank, and a bunch of other games had the same thing, and they had DLC or they had season passes as well. But, look, I really could care less if the Creation Club is there at launch. I mean, we already know that Bethesda has hired some of the modding community members to Bethesda Game Studios specifically to work on Starfield. I remember one modder / developer from the Fallout London mod was hired a few months ago for Starfield. Honestly, the one thing I really want to see more, and this is related to the microtransactions, I just want to see more of a positive symbiotic relationship between Bethesda and the modding community, because from what I've seen, when it comes to mods specifically, Bethesda is always the one that people gravitate to the most. They're not like Take-Two, who strike down and what's it called? Copyright strike, basically.
They sent out full lawyers. I think in this.
Oh yeah, but they're not like
Take-Two
or Square Enix or Activision. Yeah, that's mainly what I want to see. I want to see more modders get their content in the Creation Club at launch, and they get paid for it essentially. And I want those to actually be good enough for us to like, hey, maybe I want my guy to look like that. That's mainly what I'd be okay with, but
the big problem with the Creation Club is they can't really do voice lines in a lot of it, because since it's officially curated by Bethesda, you need localization in every language, and they're not doing that for a mod, I'm sorry. So it's like a huge disadvantage, but that doesn't mean you can't still do cool things. What I'm curious about, though, is now you have things like the AI and how that interacts with people. That could do it in any language, no doubt. So if you're using AI to voice some of these Creation Club lines, yeah, you're going to get some wonky sounding dialogue, but at least that way they could really quickly kind of push it out. And it's not there yet, but I think in the future, like maybe Elder Scrolls 6 comes around, that's definitely a potential, which would be pretty cool. I'd be interested to see what they could do there. You seen how they're literally responding to the fact of where they are in a physical place, and they're answering in real time what time it is in the game. That was implemented into Skyrim directly. It's kind of crazy what they can do, but anyway.
Hey, yeah. So, romance, DLC, and then there's more. There were some funny things. I want to bring it up. Or can someone bring it up? I can bring it up. I don't want to waste too much time. Dead air. But there was talk about like Aurora. Like we know what Aurora is. The drug, the skooma, or the I was gonna say the something of Fallout. There's all kinds of drugs in the Fallout.
Space skooma.
Yeah.
It's space skooma.
Yeah, space skooma. Yeah. So that actually had like an impact on the rating because they were like, because it has an effect on psychedelic, it has like a visual effect or whatever it's considered.
And you can work. That was something I left out. You can
That's
work
right.
in
a
drug
lab.
in Aurora. Yeah,
Yep.
you work in the drug lab, helping to. I think it said manufacture Aurora as well.
Right. Because
Something I want to ask you too.
Go ahead.
I when it comes to Bethesda, when I have to pick between Elder Scrolls and Fallout, I usually go Elder Scrolls. I'm only asking because I don't really play Fallout that much. Is this the first game from Bethesda where there's actual, like, more egregious cursing? Because I know they say fuck and they say bullshit in there. But from what I played of Fallout, I don't remember those curse words ever being said. Do you guys remember?
If it is said, then it's done very sparingly, which
Yeah,
I
I don't remember.
imagine would be the case for Starfield as well. You know, they need to, with these ratings, they need to bring it up if there's one instance of it, it needs to be stated, right? So maybe during the main quest line you get a character who uses it for dramatic effect, but I don't think you're going to be running around in combat and they're going to be dropping F-bombs every
Fucking bullshit! Yeah.
I mean, if they can do it in Call of Duty, you could do it in a Bethesda RPG. But then again,
I'm not saying they can't.
Yeah.
Different game.
Fucking goddamn it! You
That's
killed
what I
my
was gonna say,
friend.
just different game, and in Starfield, from what we've seen, to me, it definitely has the tone of. It takes itself seriously enough to like. It'll like Fallout is like kind of silly, right? But it has its serious moments. But it's not like Borderlands silly. And then like Elder Scrolls takes itself pretty seriously, and then it has a little bit of silliness every now and then. Starfield seems to be more in line with Elder Scrolls. And DeMarco, you tell me how you feel about what I'm trying to... Because I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, Elder Scrolls...
I know, I get what you're saying.
And Starfield seem to be on the same... Yeah, they seem to be on the same... like, Starfield is more serious. Like, I just feel like they're hand in hand. Like, Starfield's going to be like the Elder Scrolls, and as far as tone goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's been described from the get-go, right? Like, one of the first things we heard about Starfield was Skyrim in space.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and obviously he's talking about other things, not specifically just this, but you're completely right. There's no reason. They do swear a lot in, I'm thinking back, they do swear a lot in Fallout, actually. There's a lot of swearing there, which makes sense.
And like it's a lot of random guys in the open that cuss. I thought.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. That they were just saying,
No,
we're gonna get this blank.
It's even a dialogue.
Yeah, see.
Now, Red, hypothetical for you. Let's say that you're doing a mission, right? Or you're doing a quest in the game. Yeah. And, you haven't heard the words yet. You haven't heard fuck or bullshit yet. What if, and I'm just saying hypothetically, I'm not saying they did it, tit for tat. What if Bethesda somehow managed to implement something like The Last of Us Part 2 did? Like when you were in combat and you killed somebody, they shout their name.
Like, Derek!
And they say, Darren, fuck! I'm gonna kill you!
I'm so tired of that. It's unbelievable.
Because
please,
there's so many names.
Stop. It doesn't. The point is like, oh, you're hurting real people.
Yeah.
It doesn't resonate that way.
It doesn't do
never
that.
did.
Yeah.
It's just, you guys are in my way. I need to do this. You're not making me feel bad about it. Now, hurting animals, that's a different story.
Yes.
If you want to talk about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That's different. But just
Rick is on a
screaming out
rampage, kills a alien dog, and they go, Fido, no, I'm gonna kill you, fucker.
Fido. That's the first name. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, in a game like Last of Us... yeah, in a game like Last of Us, the pacing is much different. And so they're like, oh, Ashley. And then, like, a couple seconds later, move around. Stealth kills somebody else. Oh, David. In Starfield, it's like, Michael, David, Jonathan, Ashley, Susan, Judy. And you're like, what's happening behind me? All these people are yelling behind me. Like, I don't know. What's your name? But anyway, I get what you're saying.
I already forgot.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the way.
Sorry, I already forgot. I'm on the other level now.
I'm on the whole other planet. They like send you a message like transmission incoming. Like you killed Derek.
I mean, so for what it's worth though, Assassin, they could easily do that, and I could tell you what they already kind of did with on a more limited scale, but they did it with Codsworth. Right, so Codsworth specifically would say, depending on your character name.
Oh, in Fallout 4.
In Fallout 4, there was a big, pretty exhaustive list of names that Codsworth would actually say. So they've done it before. They could just do insert random name here, and then they get like, I don't know, a couple dozen, say, call it a day. But it's just.
I would love that so much. Just for people
like
say your
if
name.
they talk to you, or if they're talking to calling random enemies by names.
My character's
your
name.
Your character's name.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
like
what I want.
that. I like that, as opposed to just like the Dragonborn.
Yeah, because mine was like Codsworth's always like Mr. Vincent, and I'm like, it doesn't sound right coming out of your
Or the
mouth.
Neverine.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go outside with my shotgun in a minute. These rednecks don't stop driving up and down. Anyway, so Starfield, yeah. So, I totally lost my train of thought. My rage just came out. Oh my god, you know what?
Over one car.
No. That was the
America.
second one. Yeah. Yeah. So the drugs thing. What else was there? Starfield stuff.
You on topic with the ESRB reading, or just in Starfield in general?
Everything that
I think you're just talking about the ESRB.
I feel like that was just. I feel like that was just all that. That's really all like the new stuff that they really revealed, right?
Yeah. I think there's more.
Artifacts. That's another thing too. By the way.
They talk about artifacts. They do mention axes, futuristic guns, lasers, axes,
Yep.
and explosives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
They did mention that the main character is a miner.
yes,
So
they
that's confirmed.
confirmed.
I was
confirmed.
so like validated. Yes, because me and DeMarco. I mean, you and I talked about this for
was
however 5
obvious.
hours. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
it
like that
obvious.
was so because instead of being like the prisoner, we know. I'll go on.
And
He's going to be
The
called the
game-
miner.
The game is going to start
God.
off. Oh, jeez. The game is going to start off with you meeting Barrett. You're going to be in the mine, and then you're going to do whatever. You find the artifact, and Barrett comes out, and he's like, "You're the one who found the artifact." So then you've seen them too.
You've been the chosen one.
No, DeMarco. Here's what I think. He's going to find the artifact. Someone's going to go, oh shit, he found the artifact. And then immediately afterwards, someone's going to attack the mine, and you're going to have to fight your way out of the mine. And there's the whole opening. And there's the whole opening sequence that every Bethesda game has. Every Bethesda game that I've played, you walk out, there's the sunlight, and then you see the world. That's going to be what it is. You're going to have to fight your way out of that mine after you find that fucking artifact, and you're going to go out there and say, Bethesda, you've done it again.
You know what? I will actually say I disagree on this.
You disagree with me on a lot of things.
I disagree with most people on things, and I usually end up wrong. So just enjoy that bit of satisfaction for yourself. But what I think is going to happen is this, because when you see, just think back to how many times when you see kind of gameplay trailers and gameplay reveals, especially the earlier ones that are shown off, how often it takes place within the first 2 hours of the game, right? So my suspicion is that you're not going to get in some combat in the mine. I suspect that you're going to find the artifact, and then the Crimson Fleet are going to attack. And that's the scene that you see with all the guys charging out, and then they start fighting with one another. That's my person. So it's not going to be like in the mine and you're fighting a bunch of mole people, but...
Well, yeah, I get that, but you gotta have that opening sequence where you walk out of something. I mean, the mine is obviously the best Dang.
Well, yeah, that is the walkout moment. That's the first walkout moment. Is
First
going
one.
from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mind
yeah.
to the world. Yeah.
First one.
Wait, so you're saying that we're gonna have the walkout moment before we
Twice.
get into comp? God damn it, Bethesda! You're going away from your roots. God damn it.
What? Do you,
No,
wait,
you
I'm
get two. You get
confused.
two walkout moments.
Yeah, we get 2. It's been confirmed.
He said.
Oh, we get two.
I
Oh,
said
okay.
You get 2 walkout
Yeah.
moments.
One
Two
with your
walk-
pants down,
okay.
one with your pants up. Sorry.
There you go. I love.
Thanks.
I love
Thanks, Mac.
Yeah,
Jesus.
'cause,
That's not to say you won't come across some critters in the mine, and you.
Right, right.
you're-
But
Do
I
we
don't
know if
think
the
you
Crimson
would
Fleet
like
is the? Do we know if the Crimson Fleet is the only quote unquote evil organization we'll meet in the game? Do you think we'll have more than one?
There's
They
the
are-
the cult of House Varun, which we have not heard anything about, but I'm assuming they're going to be one of the main antagonists.
House
because-
Faroon. Did
Yes.
did a bunch of people from Morrowind get digitally
Yeah,
put in
I
on
was
this
thinking the
place?
same, like House.
What?
Or whatever the hell they're all called.
You never.
You
played
know, there's gonna
Morrowind,
be,
stop
you
it.
know, there's gonna be Elder Scrolls or Fallout references in the game. You know it.
So wait, you're
One
telling
planet,
me,
you're gonna
hold
land in
on.
Tamriel.
Hold on, let's
Yeah, of
stop
course,
here for a
because all
second.
Bethesda games
I want to
have a
say
shared
something.
universe.
I want to say something. This man knew something about Morrowind, but does never played Mass Effect. This is baffling, bro. I don't get this. Every week he surprises me more and more.
Shut
It's
up,
amazing. I think he just Google searched. He like
No,
Google
I
searched
don't.
it real quick, like on his phone. What's
Nah.
this character?
I don't really Google stuff, but I do research franchises, whether it's through videos or actually playing the game myself.
That's good. That's good.
You know, instead of researching, why not just play Mass Effect? Okay, there. All right.
Thank
I
you.
just want to make sure. I love
Mac.
you, Assassin. I love you, Assassin.
I
I'm
love
gonna
you
give you
too.
shit. I'm gonna give you shit until you finish it. You gotta at least you gotta play them
Get the
and
two.
figure this. You got all
Yeah,
three of them.
yeah.
It only takes like 45 hours each. You'll be okay. I mean,
Oh, only 45 hours. Yeah.
I know it's.
Oh
It's
my
easy
God.
When you're in love. That's easy when you're in love.
What the fuck?
Yes.
All right.
That's true.
on to-
Then again, I've seen some people say that it take like 4 or 5 tries to get into Mass Effect, and then they got it. Then it clicked. I don't know.
We're going to go on to the next project or topic, whatever you want to call it.
The next
Sorry,
project.
you know.
Project.
All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on because I want to. This is not going to be a whole Starfield
Right
podcast.
to the
It will be.
news.
But Assassin,
voted
you're
no
the one.
in that poll?
Assassin, you're the one who clicked no, didn't you?
No, I did
clicked
not.
no.
No, I clicked yes.
Whoever clicked no, your mom is a okay. all right.
Leave. I was like, he
said
hit
no?
the
It's probably DeMarco, and I'm over here running my mouth up.
I was about to say, and then Red said it. He's like accusing me. I'm like, no, it's not me.
button.
You know, I know. You know who that was? That was Bushido or Steph. I'm guaranteed. They're the only
Why
two
would
that-
Bushido say it? He's a Mass Effect fanatic.
Because he does that. That's what he
It's
does.
Steph. It's
The fuck?
100%.
He's listening too, so that's why I said it.
He's got his
Alright,
hands
so-
up. He's like, no, that's not me.
Yeah, I'm showing my hands. So let's get some of this other stuff. Let's talk about this other stuff because I do want to. I know that one topic might take a while. So let's talk about Assassin. PlayStation India launches project.
Oh, right.
India.
In
PlayStation
the India
launches
Incubator
project.
program. Yes.
Tell me what's happening.
So, earlier this morning, Sony Interactive Entertainment announced that they are launching their incubator program into India today. Now, for people who are not aware of what the incubator program is, it's Sony's way of sort of kicking the door into a specific region. They did that with China recently, a couple years ago. As a result, we got a couple of exclusives published by Sony coming from that project. Lost Soul Aside, which Mac, I think you really should check it out if you haven't already. It's like Final Fantasy meets Devil May Cry.
What is it called?
It's called Lost Soul Aside. It looks amazing, bro. It's been in development since I think 2014. I think it was originally made by one guy, and then he made his own studio, and now they're all working on it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is they launched the program in India. They're gonna go into the region. They're gonna talk with developers. They're gonna get some marketing in the region. They're probably gonna talk to a few Indian developers to see if they can either market the game, publish the game, get in there, get a good feel of it. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because this is another thing that I have to admire about Sony. They go out, they look for great games, and then they bring it over for the rest of us.
I agree with you with that.
I wish Microsoft did the same thing. They're trying to. They're doing that with Japan now, but they're not doing it with anywhere else. It seems like there's no... I think they just launched a program in Southeast Asia for it, but nothing on the level of the incubator program that Sony has, so...
I agree.
I just want to know what you guys think. Has there ever been a really good game from India that has grabbed you? I think the last one that grabbed the industry was Raji, and that was on the Switch.
I agree.
I don't know any games really come from there. I'm sorry, I'm watching the trailer for that game you were telling me about.
So now you
okay.
can't say I always disagree with you anymore.
That's fair.
Anyway, I can't explicitly say that on the top of my head I know a game that's come from an Indian development studio and go, oh yeah, I'm sure if you were I don't know off the top of my head, right? I'm sure if you named a title I might be like, oh right, yeah, but
yeah, that's what I mentioned, Raji.
Yeah, I don't know Raji. I don't have a Switch, so that would make sense. Or we usually play
that's
Nintendo
fair.
consoles.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think that right now Microsoft, to be honest, should be a lot more focused with the studios they have internally. I do agree with you that they don't have the same level of outreach. What I would love to see Microsoft do is their own interpretation of the EA Originals program, right? So that's how Immortals of Avium is getting made. That's how last year's Game of the Year winner It Takes Two got made.
It Takes Two. Yeah.
Right? So I would love to see Microsoft try to do that. And they have to an extent, right? We got Somerville, which was marketed through Xbox, and that was
I beat Somerville. That was actually a really good Somerville, excuse me. And that game was really good. And it was
I enjoyed Somerville.
Well, I mean, they have Xbox Game Studios publishing.
It was a little basic story, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I beat it like November. It was like November it came out.
Yeah, that was a good one. And we have also Replaced, which is the next one and Planet of Lana as well. Replaced, which the art style is just exactly.
I'm so fucking excited for that game. Oh my god.
There's Replaced, which is another indie game that's coming with Xbox's backing. And then I don't know if it's a Microsoft studio or if it's just they're kind of supporting and helping out and publishing the game. And then there is Planet of Lana as well, which is a hand-drawn game.
Replace is being made by Satcat Studios. They're another Ukraine developer.
I know both of them, yeah.
Okay. I knew that, but I forgot that I knew.
Yeah, so I like to see Microsoft do those types of things, more of those types of things, instead of saying specifically, we need a studio in India, and we need a studio in this region, and in that region. And on top of that, they have so many studios internally. Why do they need to keep going out? Look in. They seem...
No. I'm not saying they should go in and acquire studios in those regions. I'm just saying they need to get their foot in the door in general. Like, hey, we don't want you to be a part of us, but we would like to market your game. We would like to see what you're working on. Maybe we could come to a publishing agreement. That's the sort of thing that I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the longer that they delay, because I think the June showcase is going to show everybody they have been investing in their studios. They've been opening new studio locations for their existing studios. They've been staffing up. They've been giving resources. They've been sending the coalition out as a support studio. Wink, wink. To everyone else to learn about Unreal. So I think in June in June we're gonna see the fruits of that labor, at least for the games that we all have been asking to see for years. But you are right. Microsoft's main focus should be on helping their first party studios. Pretty much,
head out their ass and help everybody else. That's what they need to do.
Exactly, but at the same time, the longer they wait, the more Sony will gain a foothold in the region, and it's going to be harder for them later on to get in. So I'm just saying...
Is that a fair assumption, though, to be honest?
Yes.
Like, I mean, you obviously have... Sony has a much better hold with Japanese titles, but outside of Japan, to say that Sony can invest in or do that program and then suddenly all of that region is now Sony, does it happen that quickly?
I mean, it doesn't happen quickly, but over a certain amount of time it will.
Xbox.
I mean, Mac, did you like you you just watched the trailer? You just watched the trailer for Lost Soul Aside, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy
What'd you
it.
think?
So I'm gonna buy it. Let me just tell you that.
Exactly. They invested in China. They got that as an exclusive. They have a third-person shooter that I think even Red might like, called Convallaria. So they got that, and then Genshin as well, another game from China that exclusive to PlayStation, and it's doing incredibly well. Honkai Star Rail is also coming to PlayStation. That got 20 million downloads just on mobile when it launched. I can't imagine how many more might do that on PlayStation as well. So they have been investing hard in China, and it's showing the fruits of its labor already, and it's only been 2-3 years since the China project launched. We're going to start seeing the fruits of that labor from India as well. I'm not saying Microsoft shouldn't focus on their first party, but they need to find a solution to this as well. First priority should be the studios they have. Second priority should be building up relationships and partnerships with new developers and publishers. Let's face it, Microsoft will never have a good relationship with Square Enix anymore. Let's face it, they're not. And that's if Sony doesn't acquire them later on.
Yeah, Red, you've been awfully silent.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this giveaway real quick. Let's talk. I know we're gonna jump ship here.
So I'm gonna give
what's
away
the giveaway?
two codes, and I'm actually
For what
gonna put a
games?
poll up for 2 of these games, or 4 of these games. Actually, it's gonna be 2, but I'm gonna give a choice of 4 twice. So right now, I'm about to put up a poll.
So 2 games per person.
No, 2 games per show.
Okay.
Once halfway through, once at the end. And if you get it, you get it. But there's not that many. We don't have a very big audience.
Yeah, I mean, we're limited to people here, so there's a good. I mean, at this point, you got it. Like, there's 10% each if everybody's involved into it. Besides you, Red, it's like 13%.
I have, some of the. I don't know. I don't know if some of these games are still on. I don't know who. I feel like everyone who watches this probably has Game Pass. Okay, so some of these games are on Game Pass, but some of them are not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give away Witcher 3, the complete edition. The complete edition. Again,
on PlayStation 5.
On PlayStation 5. No. For Xbox. Now for anyone who doesn't know, Machida just distracted me with that very nice compliment. I love you.
Well then fuck you too. Sorry, okay, carry on. All right.
Compliment all of our beards.
I know. Look at this. This. I mean, that's like a week old beard already. Because I did this last weekend. So get out of here.
So with the Witcher 3 complete edition, for anyone who doesn't know, it is it's a separate version of the Witcher 3. All new achievements. It's a whole new game. Blah blah blah. The next gen upgrade for that game is out. It's available. So there is one option. Do you guys want me to give away that code, or would you want me to give away Metal Gear Solid 5? So let me know. I'll put up a poll and let you guys vote, and we'll let that roll for a little bit.
Is this the first code? Is this the first code of the night?
This is the first code of the night.
So Metal Gear Solid 5 or the complete edition of The Witcher 3 on the Xbox.
Yes.
That's a pretty good deal. I think. I mean, I own both of those, so clearly I'm not gonna win the fucking giveaway. Now this is bullshit, but pretty good. All
right.
Remember, I bought remember, you're the reason why I rebought the complete edition. Remember, it was only $10 in November. Remember, you talked about it. Yeah, the DLC was like, like, yeah, you get to redo all the achievements, and here I am, 5 months later. I still haven't played it, but that's because I've just been so busy.
That's
so, yeah. Alrighty.
All right. Well, while I type this in, let's keep this thing rolling here.
What's our next topic?
Red, you didn't even talk about the India topic. You didn't give your thoughts.
That's what I was getting
really
at when I said you were being silent, and then.
Hang on. Let me make sure I spelled everything right. I think I did. Boosh.
Oh, Jake. Hey, Jake. I know Jake. Jake is Jake is always involved in like.
Yep. Yeah, he's with you. He's with Lorefield. I think it came from you. I think you conceived him. Yes.
I did not, but I'll take credit.
He's my stepchild.
But
you never know.
There you go. Max stepchild.
I beat him every night before he goes to bed. All right.
So I know my son.
Fortnite.
I beat him.
Anyway.
Perfect.
In
Yeah, so the
Fortnite,
India
in
stuff,
Fortnite.
the India stuff, it's really cool, and I can't wait to see games from India. Indian games.
I didn't throw much in there. It's to me, it's none of that's AAA games. They're all single A games to me. I'm not trying to throw them under the bus. They're decent games. Some of them are, but do you invest in that? Do you invest millions into that, or do you invest in millions in trying to get something like a AA or a AAA game? I think you just go with the bigger party when it comes to Xbox, because look what, like you said,
Lost Soul Aside is AAA, Mac.
There's my point.
So are the other ones I mentioned.
Yeah,
all
but
AAA.
but look what Xbox is doing. Like, they're going these AA games, these single A games. They're not going for these AAA games, and it's killing me.
It's killing me too. Yeah.
So they need in these indie, and I hope for the best for these companies that PlayStation's going for. I hope they succeed. I hope they all have great lives because of it and all that.
Yes.
But it's just one of those things where it's just like Xbox needs to regroup, because even Nintendo's got some of the stuff like in that in China area and stuff like that. So it literally hit 50%, by the way. So we got 6 votes.
You gotta break a vote. No codes. Break it.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Jake.
I don't even have. What do you say? I'm blushing over here. Can I be a 4-way love child?
No.
Well,
That's weird.
Yes.
That's weird. I'll just keep my opinion to myself, because we'll get
under
in
the
trouble for that.
minibus. I don't get that reference.
Grace. Fu Manchu beard. What the hell? What is a Fu Manchu beard?
By the way, every single person on this panel has a beard, including Assassin. He's probably got a bigger beard.
No,
than
you don't. You don't know what he
Mac.
looks like. He might not. He's bullshit.
I saw a picture of
Red
him
Wolf
with his
beard
mask on, and his beard was literally coming out under.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
puppy.
Yeah, I was like, I see it.
So really, this is
control
the Renegade Beard Podcast.
Yes, the Renegade Reared. I don't know.
Red Wolf Beardcast.
Red Wolf Beardigade. I don't
The
know.
Red
Should
Beard
we rename
Renegade
the channel?
Podcast.
Sponsored by the Lawnmower 3.0. No.
4.0 now.
Nah.
Keep your balls
With the
out.
four
oh,
CCs.
dang, that's why.
Four.
That's why.
Alright.
Yes, I'm your host, Red Wolf, with the red shirt, with the green eyes, and the blue balls. Manscaped 4.0. Whoa. Oh, God. Let's move on.
How about that PlayStation Showcase?
How about that PlayStation Showcase? Assassin, this is you again, Big Daddy. You've got the, or little Daddy, little Mama.
You know, you can have an opinion too and start. It doesn't always have to be me if it's PlayStation.
I'll say.
Well, no, you brought
I'll
this.
say. I'll bring it up.
We're
Mac, you go.
Leave the guy up with, I don't know, Assassin, you have a PlayStation 5?
Of course I do. That's
Okay,
what I'm
good.
using my Discord on.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know if you were on a 4 or 5. There's rumors to be a PlayStation Showcase at the end of the month, the week of the 25th. So they're trying to, as Assassin would say, he's going to try to schedule it off in the chat. If it is true.
No, I was asking if you three were going to try.
I mean, if it's in the afternoon, I don't need to. But if it's in the morning time, no, I'll just watch it at work.
Oh, Sony always does it in the afternoon.
I can Discord it. Yeah, normally it's like 6 o'clock or something like that, or 8 o'clock. It's like a weird time. What are you guys looking? Are you guys looking forward to this showcase? Possibly. I mean, DeMarco, I know you have a PlayStation, so I do know you that you only play on a PlayStation, the PC. You don't play Xbox. We do have a pony and a PC guy in this group somewhere. Just joking. I know you play Xbox. Are you looking forward to anything that hasn't been shown? And possibly with the rumors that we're gonna go throw another topic in there with possibly Metal Gear, Silent Hill, and possibly Castlevania. Are we gonna see those 3 at that rumored possible show at the end of the month? I mean, are you looking forward to it, DeMarco?
So I want to see Castlevania. I love Castlevania.
Yes.
But not. I don't love Castlevania the correct way. I love Castlevania because he was introduced in Smash, and he was my favorite Smash character. So then I went back and I started looking at more Castlevania stuff a little. Like I knew Richter, obviously Castlevania, but I didn't really do anything Castlevania related. And then I got into that, and I found out for the first time, knowing one of my buddies for years, that he's like obsessed with it. He loves Castlevania too. So I just started getting into it. I love it. I love the He-Man vibes that it gives off, because I'm a big He-Man guy. So I would love to see something that Silent Hill as well. Silent Hill, I think, is the big one. Other than, to be honest, the project I'm most excited about probably is, which it's not going to be there. It's not. But the project I'm most excited to see in action is Wolverine.
Knew it.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be there. I agree.
I think they're gonna just put 100% towards Spider-Man. Right, it deserves it. Spider-Man's definitely going to be there. Probably get a release date for it, which is also exciting because we actually haven't seen gameplay for it yet, which is the cool thing to me. And supposedly everyone in the whispers is that it's coming this year. So if they're doing a 3-month until launch window, like, oh, that's golden. I love
3 months. That would be September, as rumored to be Spider-Man's release month. So
there you go.
You're not wrong.
Again, if they announce Spider-Man 2 coming on September 6th, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to cry because I won't. As much as I want to choose my favorite twin, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Having to pick between going to New York or going into outer space. Fuck all of you.
Yeah.
And keep going, DeMarco.
What? Oh, yeah. Are you, DeMarco? You done?
Yeah.
What about you, Red? What are you thinking? I know you love PlayStation. You're like, you got so
I'm
many
fan here, I think. I love it so much. I'm like that psychopathic husband. I love my wife so much. I strangled her in the river. I literally sold all my PlayStation games because I love PlayStation so much. That's just how much I love it. That's
are you gonna watch it? Let's just put that out there. You gonna take a watch on it?
I'll watch the replay and see. That way, I'm not sitting there wasting my time about games I know I'm not gonna be able to play.
Oh, come on, Red.
But hey, look, there's a lot of games that get revealed that aren't necessarily on PlayStation exclusive. But because, dude, listen, if I had a PlayStation 5, I would be much more inclined to watch this and be hyped. But I just don't. And I can't afford it. And I don't want to get into it. I'm not trying to console war. Anyway. Wolverine. I am interested to see Wolverine. Is it going to be rated M? If not, go to hell.
It better fucking be. It better be.
We're not doing that shit.
We gotta see Logan. We gotta see Logan.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't PlayStation specific, but I really, really, really want to see another Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Yeah, Square Enix. Yeah.
So badly. It could because the first and I just got out of the third movie. The third movie was phenomenal. It was absolutely
That's enough. No more. That's enough. No more. No more talking about it. That's it.
He hasn't got to see it yet.
I don't want to. I literally.
No spoiler.
I bought tickets for Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. It was Saturday, and stuff got mixed up in time, and I couldn't go. So I'm hoping I can do it this Saturday afternoon. So let's leave it at that. I don't want to get ruined for me.
So all
right, keeping it silent, but it was a really good. A lot of movies, especially in Marvel movies, they can't do 3. They fall off every one. They
yeah.
But this one went and it was actually very.
I heard it's the best one. It's the best out of the new phase that's going on. This is the best movie and possibly the best Guardians movie. So is what I'm hearing.
It was the best send-off to Marvel for me, because I'm not really interested in what's coming out with Marvel anymore. I don't like that they had a trailer for the Marvels in the theater. We're getting off topic, but anyway.
Yeah, that's poopy
made me want another Guardians of the Galaxy game. I don't think we'd see it there, but
yeah. Red,
it was
so
like
anything?
It like ruined the movies for me. It literally ruined the movie. I was like, I'm so hyped. After I beat the game, I was like, yes! And I went to go watch the movie. I was like, these aren't the Guardians. I was like, it's so good, man.
Yeah,
so good.
I mean, anything. But in all reality, though, are you looking forward to anything outside of Wolverine? I know, like you said, you ain't got a PlayStation. Are you gonna watch anybody play Spider-Man 2 on Twitch, SmackDown? So on and so on.
No, I don't think I'll watch because I feel like one day I'm gonna get one and I'll have like an awesome backlog of PlayStation games that I missed out on.
Well, Red, you also have to consider it's not just exclusive they're going to show. They're going to show third-party games that either haven't been announced or we haven't seen.
No, I know. I said that. I know not all of them are going to be exclusive. Lex says, make me wolf. I'll make you. Hold you down and... no.
Your girlfriend might be talking, by the way. She might be here. You better watch yourself.
Yeah, Alexa's having a Marvel talk without me. I feel offended as a huge MCU simp. Lex, you can get it. You can jump right on in here. You can jump right in without Mitch. You can jump right on. Let me know. I'm serious. I'll get you in.
MCU simp.
Assassin, how do you feel about the June?
I love how he asked me a question. And I was like, so anyway, and he's like, anyway.
But you kept avoiding the question. You got to carry on, man.
So I am excited to see what we will see. Assassin, what do you want to see?
There you go, Red. Finally an answer, motherfucker.
So before I go into it, Red. So did the three of us have to find another way to watch it without you?
Oh, I am.
What?
It doesn't matter. Red don't need to watch it at all. I don't give a shit. I know I'm watching it.
Fair enough.
I think
No,
play.
we
I
can
think.
stream it.
I want to say something since TJ just did it. I think.
Oh,
Red
come on,
and
Red.
TJ.
Red, why
podcast
would you?
hates-
Why would
hates
you stream it if you're not even going to be interested in it? You're going to see
I'm
Sony
gonna be
Interactive
like-
Entertainment presents at the very beginning. Konami
You're gonna be
comes up.
back
Metal
to
Gear
sleeping
Solid
again.
3 is right there in front of you. It's PlayStation 5 exclusive, and you're going to be pissed off, and you're going to go,
Armored Core
God damn it,
comes
now I can't. I want one, but I can't have it.
Armored Core.
Armored Core comes up, and then the
Armored
last multiplayer comes up, and then
That's
Wolf
gonna be
is
me the whole
Wolf
show.
is the kind of person who's sitting. That's the kind of person who's sitting in the chat, and then every single game, no matter what it is or how many people are excited,
This game
just
sucks.
Wait, so
and just spamming.
Wait, alright, so Mac, it's my turn?
Yeah, you go ahead. Since Red finally answered me 3 times later.
Alright, fine. I'm just going to list it off. Spider-Man 2. Final Fantasy
I should
16.
have went before this motherfucker. Okay, carry on.
No, you go first. You go first. You go.
Spider-Man for 100%. We all know that I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I want to see more of Final Fantasy 16. They're gonna show it there. We know that. They're gonna show a little bit more. But I want to see a remastered or a remake of something. Just one game. I know clearly we got the Metal Gear Solid. We don't know which one it's gonna be. There's rumored to be 3. There's rumored to be 1.
Sly
We don't know
Cooper.
what it. But if it ain't, yeah. If I want to see Sly Cooper, Jack and Dexter, or I want to see SOCOM. If we can get a re-announcement of those games being remastered or something like that, that would be my biggest thing. I want to see that.
How many years have people been asking for Sly?
I
Cooper?
know. It's
5
so
years.
sad.
It's been-
It's been
We
longer. It's
just-
been longer than that. It's been
like
longer than
20
that.
years. What are you talking about?
Sly
No, it's-
Cooper.
Sly Cooper came out
09.
February 5th, 2013, the last
Oh,
one. It's been over
okay.
10 years.
Yeah, it's time for a new one.
It's
But I
time.
think that's my biggest one. I don't like I said. I'm with DeMarco on the Wolverine thing. I want to see it, but unfortunately, we're only 2 years since they announced it, and they already said this game is so. They have to get Spider-Man out before they can even consider working on this game. I'm sure there's people working on it, writing down shit and stuff, and probably got like storyline stuff. But I don't know what else we could see. And like I said, I mean, the rumored games are fine. I'm good with those games.
Part 2 remastered.
Yeah, part 2 of remastered, the remake of the remaster. Yeah, I just.
Oh, come on, no.
But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm clearly whenever they announce it, I'm just praying it's like 6:00 in the afternoon. It's gonna suck if it's probably gonna be on a Thursday. So look at the 25th week and look at Thursday. It's always
The
they always do
25th
this.
is a Thursday.
So that's what day it is. It's gonna be most likely that day. I didn't even look. I just know. I thought they were just going for
Ultimate
At least I
Destruction
think.
remake.
what?
Hulk Ultimate Destruction remake.
That's
Ah,
what 2003.
Wasn't that Activision? Didn't Activision publish that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're just
Yeah.
talking about
Maybe.
remakes. That's the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, Lex, I do know they have 2 studios, but they don't
Everyone
have
else
a bunch of people at the other studio like they do the main one.
no, they do. They do.
Yeah, but it's 2 years to make a game. They're not showing nothing. I don't care. That's not happening. It's just not in this day of age. I mean, even as good as Insomniac is, I don't know. There's really nothing else I really can think of.
Isn't that what they did? Isn't that what they did? What was the time between the original
Shadows
Spider-Man
Kill.
and Ratchet and Clank?
Let's see. The original Spider-Man came out September 2018, and Rift Apart came out June 2021. So two and a half years.
Yeah, but Ripped Apart was like 3 hours long, so that's probably why. So
Yeah, honestly. It was a 6-hour game, just a campaign.
Lex said Sunset was in 2014, and Ratchet and Clank was in 16, and then they moved to Spider-Man after, which would have been
Yeah,
2018.
it seems like every 2
4
years we
years.
get a
So
title
4
from
years.
Insomniac.
So 4 years per studio. So we're only
Yeah.
2 years since then. So like I said, we won't. There's nothing gonna be shown Wolverine.
Wolverine
I-
2025.
Yeah, I mean, I expected that already anyway. Minimum 25. So yeah. All right, now go ahead, Assassin, and rip all of us like we're stupid here because you know more about it than we do.
Alright, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16, we're gonna see Silent Hill 2, we're gonna see Stellar Blade, we're probably gonna see Rise of the Ronin, probably Factions, we're probably gonna see what Haven's probably been working on, Ghost of Tsushima 2, Lost Soul Aside, since that's coming next year, you never know. Mortal Kombat 12. I wouldn't be surprised if Bioshock was there. If Sony decided to say fuck you to Microsoft and say, hey, remember that former exclusive you had during the 360? Fuck you. We're doing the same thing we did with KOTOR and making it exclusive to us. And then we're probably going to see.
Oh, yeah,
it wouldn't shock me if GTA 6 started it out. I'm not going to lie.
I think GTA 6 ends it. I think Spider-Man starts.
Honestly, yeah.
Gee.
If you want to make a big fuck you to Microsoft right now, end it with Grand Theft Auto 6.
I don't think,
honestly.
Listen, me and Bushido were just talking about this before the show started, literally like a half an hour before. GTA will not be only exclusive to PlayStation. They make
it's not going to. But the marketing, however.
But they're gonna get all the marketing power. That's Rockstar, man. They're in love with Sony, and Sony's in love with them. So I literally said that they're gonna show something finally. They have to. It's just that time.
Sony's Starfield.
Let's see. I think Twisted Metal might be there.
Yeah, maybe
from Fire Sprite.
They might throw the PlayStation 1 remastered remake for Twisted Metal coming out same day as the movie.
I think we are gonna see Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Probably it's gonna be PlayStation.
I think
exclusive.
it's gonna be 3. But then again, 1 would be so hard because there's a couple things in the I don't know. They could fix that stuff. So I don't know.
So real quick, because we are talking about remakes, TJ, he's probably not even here anymore. I just wanted to get your question real quick because I thought it was interesting. He says, Red Wolf, do you think they also need a remake/remaster studio? And I think what he means is specifically a studio that just does remakes and remasters. The reason that I would say no is because I don't feel like forcing a company to do just remakes would be healthy creatively for a studio. So, for example, we had the Blooper team, who is very passionate about their horror games, and they seem to strive in that realm of horror games. So now they're doing Silent Hill 2 remake, sort of right up their alley. Because after the Medium came out, which was just that, it was Medium. Not bad, but they also do Layers of Fear. But the Medium was very Silent Hillish, and I only played like a little bit of it. But now they're making that game. So if you go and say, hey, remake studio, make Metal Gear Solid remake or whatever, and they go, all right, I guess we're remaking this game again. I talked about this last week about taking like the Horizon, Guerrilla Games, and they were stuck in first-person mode for so long. And then they wanted to break out and be creative, so they made a third-person game known as Horizon. and it blew up because they were very creatively inclined to get out of their box. So I think having a remake / remaster studio. I just don't. I don't know who would want to do that, because if somebody wants to remake a game, they would want to remake the game that they want to remake, not be told what they want to remake, because they may not be passionate about it. And I think that's what art is about passion. You want to feel good about what you're making and be excited about it. So. It's a good question though, TJ. I think it's a really good question. What do you guys think about that?
I'll go first. To your point, Red, Sony does technically have a remake studio with Bluepoint. They did Shadow of the Colossus, they did Demon Souls, they remastered Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. But eventually, they did come out when they were acquired. They did say they wanted to make a creative and new IP from that team. So we see what happens when you've been doing remakes and remasters for so long. You want to make something yourself stand out. I'm actually more excited if Bluepoint came to the showcase and showed off their new IP instead of a remake. That would get me much more excited than if they were to announce a remake of Bloodborne, which I don't know why a lot of people want that from them. It's not even 10 years old. What? Why? Just go ask From Software to do a second one. What the fuck?
Yeah, well said. Well said. DeMarco, what do you think about?
Unless, hold up, before DeMarco answers, did TJ specifically say Sony, or did he mean Microsoft? They need a remake studio? Because if it's Microsoft, then the answer would probably be different.
Yeah, it's going to be Certain Affinity through Microsoft is who it would be.
I
I knew it was going to be. He was going to say something.
Oh no.
There's nothing. They don't have They barely have studios that make AAAs. They don't need to worry about remasters. So.
Remake Banjo. What?
Oh my God! Everybody grab the code. Grab the code.
I've dropped The Witcher 3 Complete Edition of the code. If you get the code and you successfully redeem it, let us know. I swear to God. I'll be able to see it if you redeemed it anyway, but not right now because it's too much work to actually check up on it. If you have any issues with it, also let me know. And then I'll give you the middle finger and say, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So let me know. Whoever gets that code, let me know. Sorry,
Marco.
go ahead.
There we go. Yeah,
DeMarco.
What, I get the code or I go with my opinion or both?
Whatever, man. It's there. You better get it.
It's
First come,
there.
first
Get
served.
it. Yeah, that's it.
No, I already have The Witcher 3. Although I've never beaten the bigger DLC, Blood and Wine. So, it's on my to-do list. But anyway, I was waiting for the upgraded, updated graphics to come out.
Yeah,
as far as
the
next one update. As far as remake studios go, I don't know. Assassin makes a great point where you could do that for a couple of years, but eventually they're going to want to move on. They're going to want to create, not just remake. And as cool as you can get with it, something like the Dead Space remake is a perfect example of it done right. That's the right way to do it, a remake. Or whatever we end up seeing with the KOTOR remake, I'm sure is going to really, really surprise a lot of people. Hopefully in a good way. We don't know.
Yeah, I hope. I really hope so.
Yeah. So to have a dedicated remake studio, though, I don't know if that's the right move. It's more of a time is right kind of thing. Hey, you guys, you really want to work on this? We could. I think the studio director has to come with the idea of it, not, hey, this is the studio that's created, and you guys are just gonna do all the old games. You're gonna do them again. And the guy's going to go, well, I don't really want to do that. So you get someone who says, hey, you know what? We really don't know what to do with our next project. We need some breathing room. Hey, that was... Remember Sly Cooper? People like that. And then they go pitch it to Sony and say, we want to do this. And Sony goes, okay. I think that's the healthier way to go about it.
They want to do it. They don't get force fed,
They don't get told, this is what you're making now. And they go, all right, okay. Oh, I'm gonna play.
And then that's when we get. Yeah, that's when you get a shitty game. When you get a shitty game, no matter how much you love your job, if you're forced to do something that you really don't want to do, you're not gonna. It doesn't matter if you like the game. If you hate it, you're not gonna enjoy it. Yeah.
If you guys could get a remake, whether it's a PlayStation exclusive or whatnot, which one would you all pick?
I've only said it like a million times.
I forgot. Tell me again.
Sly Cooper 100 times.
Sly Cooper. Okay,
just
yeah.
PlayStation games or of any game?
Just in general. Just in general. Doesn't matter what.
Champions of Norwrath, PlayStation.
That's
2 game.
a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it's a Diablo.
Never played it.
It's a masterpiece of Diablo.
It's really good. It's legendary.
Yeah,
Real quick,
there's that or Legend of
shout
Dragoon. There's only 2 of them.
Shout out to one of our original panel members, Sapio in chat. Baby, it is good to see you. I miss you.
Here's your replacement, by the way. I just want to put that out here.
Oh God.
God. That's mean.
I want to say that Sapio never put his 2 weeks in. He just quit on us, fucker. No,
I'll tell you what. He put like his 6 months in. He gave so
day
much
one. He's like,
ahead
I'm
of
leaving.
time.
He said, I'm leaving this bitch when I feel like it.
Yeah, literally. He was like, by the way, first day, I'm gonna leave in like 9 months. Tops, and then 2 weeks later. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, Sapio is becoming a man. That's not what I mean. Sapio is doing real life shit. He is seriously, and I think he was in Korea recently. I don't know if it was the West, North, South, or East. But he was in one of them, and I hope he's doing good. I talked to him a little bit a couple weeks ago, and I've heard that he is. He's doing okay. I'm waiting for him to reply. Oh God, I think they got him.
They're about 40 seconds behind, so that's probably what it is.
That's true. Yeah. So anyway, shout out to you, Sapio. We love you, man. Thank you for stopping.
Miss you, bro.
I missed you.
You hear this? Boots of Marco. We want Sapio.
God, Jesus Christ.
I would just say okay. I wouldn't even really care.
I'm only joking. I like it, DeMarco. I'm just being a smart. Oh, look, he's pulling a Sapio. He pulled a Sapio. There it is.
Yeah, he did. That was really good.
I'm just joking.
So, by the way, just a reminder, and everyone in live chat, there is a fucking code sitting there. If you get it, let us know that you got it. And if you don't fucking get it, I'm going to delete it, and you're never going to get it until the next show.
That's bad. You're literally trying to get rid of this shit, and you can't even get rid of it. So
I've been trying to give shit away. For years, I've been gifting people game codes. Like, oh, dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then I go and I check, like, 4 months later, they never redeemed the code. I'm like, okay, yep. I see you. I see you. Or they never play it. They redeem it, and then they just let it sit there. Fuck you. Fuck you guys. Fuck you, David. I see you. I'm just kidding. I don't know who David is.
And it's a good time for the next topic.
Hey, next topic, baby.
Wait, Red didn't say what remake he wanted.
Oh, that's true. It's true.
I want the Witcher 1 remake.
We're getting that. Doesn't count.
Yep.
We're already getting
There we
that.
go.
Try again.
Done. Oh, man.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
trying to
redoing
think,
it.
like, some of my most...
Forgot about that.
I would want
forgot about
a
that.
Stranger's... I want an Oddworld Stranger's Wrath remake. Even though we got the HD released on... I'm pretty sure it came to PlayStation as well. And Steam and everything. I think it just... You guys know what I'm talking about? Stranger's Wrath? Oddworld? You play as the stranger? He's got a wrath?
yes,
in
yeah.
Oddworld? Yeah. That game
Yeah,
actually is what got me into the whole bounty hunting. It was that combined with Star Wars that got me into, like, the idea of being a bounty hunter is so cool. And then Red
Good
Dead.
choice.
Yeah, that would be a great way. Just, like, totally remake it. Make it a little more
Let's
open
see.
world. That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
If it was me, just to appease Xbox fans that have been asking for this,
I'm fine with it.
OBS just went down. Cool. This is our first time. Make sure that we're still here and reconnecting. It says on YouTube. It looks like we're fine, but it looks like I'm still talking from the replay here. Are we still
CPS
here?
says we're still here.
The code has been redeemed, by the way.
Oh, who got it?
I don't
Who
know.
got it?
Don't know. I checked the code to see if it got redeemed. I'm like, somebody's not saying nothing. I'm gonna check it. It's been redeemed.
Oh, wait,
I just
who said it got redeemed?
nobody. I checked it on my other account to see if it got redeemed, and it says the code has been redeemed already. I hate when people do that. So somebody
Yes.
got it, dude.
Hey, whoever got it, let us know who got it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Even if you gave it to a friend, we're fine with that. We just want to know that you gave it to them.
Yeah.
Just to say that's all it is. So
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Because there are some PC people that come in, they copy and paste, and just take shit, and then they just...
disappear.
It's a real thing. Yeah, it's a real thing, and that's what sucks. That's actually why I stopped gifting codes in some of the other people that we follow, because I just got so tired of it. I'm like, we're spending money for people to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need anything from you. I just want you to say that you got it and not try to scalp it or whatever the hell. Anyway, very good. Congratulations. It was probably David. I'm just kidding. I don't know anyone named David. But, all right, so next topic. We're moving on. It's a good show. Everyone hit the like button, by the way. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, perfect. This is good timing. All right, so finally, the ultimate topic, the one I've been wanting to talk about. Everyone wants to talk about this. We're finally away from the ABK drama, and now we're into some new drama where Big Daddy Spencer comes out, and he is yelling, screaming. He literally came in saying... He came in, like, into his mic like this. Like, his mic was so hot in that interview, and he was like... Just so you know, like, I'm just going to be really grumpy, Phil, in this interview, just so you guys understand what, I'm just going to be a piece of shit asshole. I'm just kidding. And he wasn't, actually. He was just very passionate, and rightfully so. He was upset, which was good to see, actually. It really humanizes the dude. He's very open, obviously, but I feel he's the leader of the multi-billion-dollar company, and he's like, yeah, fuck! Which I think is great. So, were you breathing, Assassin, or were you going to say something?
Well, I wasn't doing anything.
You're just breathing. Okay, I heard you breathe. So one of the biggest things that people have been taken away from this interview is that Phil comes out and says, we can't just come out and just make a AAA game, just come out and make good games, and people aren't just going to all of a sudden start selling their PlayStations and their PCs and come straight to Xbox or whatever. I mean, PC and Xbox now are sort of synonymous. They are one and the same, essentially, because they do release day and date. But I think a lot of people have taken that the wrong way, and I've talked to a lot of people about this behind the scenes before, and I think this is a really good thing for Xbox because they're learning a lot, and the humility is, again, the humanity, the showing the human side of like, I fucked up, not like, well, you know, sometimes things just don't go the way it is, but we're just doing great over here. No, Phil was like, fucking sucks, man. Like, it sucks. We should have done better. We could have been there. We should have been more hands-on, by the way, which is something that I've been saying for a long time. We had a lot more hands-on with Starfield because Starfield has been in development for a much, much longer. And I believe in Arcane Studios. Redfall was it's just a PR disaster. You know, whether you like the game or not, it just PR-wise, it's not looking great. And Phil knows that, and he takes all the brunt, puts it on himself. And I thought that was good of him. I also think that he's learning a lesson here. Hopefully, you know, it's clear that he's angry with himself. That the hands-on approach, it needs to come to the forefront. Now, we four of us only actually spoke about this very briefly in group chat, so we didn't actually get to speak about this. So I actually talked to Cold Eastwood and Hargeet Chani, and I asked their opinions because I know, what you want to say sometimes, but you can't like have like the words to like say what you mean. So I tried to like ask them their opinions and to say like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? I think that there has to be someone, because one of the biggest things that a lot of people were saying was, who the hell allowed this game to come out? Who said, good, get it out, let it go out? And now a lot of the times in game development, they say, okay, this is our deadline. We don't want to release a game because it's going to step on the toes of another game. It's going to make this other game lose hype, blah, blah, blah. There's all kinds of reasons. I understand that. The thing is that Microsoft has all the time in the world. They could have delayed this game another year, and then Starfield's now a year old, and then they could have had Redfall, whatever. But they didn't do that. They're too hands off. And what I have always said is that they have to have somebody say, a team, whatever, say, you need to look at this game. For example, I'm a music guy. I write music. I will spend like weeks on one song and be like, yes, I think I got it. But I've learned over the years I don't do that anymore and say, good, it's fine. I will take time away from it and I'll go work on another music project or whatever. And then when I come back to that other song that I haven't touched in a while, I will say, man, there's some stuff I would actually like to fix because I've had time away from it. Because I've been so hyper-focused on it for so long, no one else has looked at it but me. And a separate pair of eyes really would help. And I'll stop what I'm saying and give it to the panel in a minute. I just wanted to sort of preface my point on this. There needs to be a team to sort of filter out the quality, just someone to have a separate pair of eyes on it instead of saying we're gonna do a mock review. Whoever the hell. Look, I'm not hating on Redfall. I had a fun time playing co-op. I'm not saying that it's a terrible game, but for the way that it was advertised to be this AAA first-party banger, that it was not. By the way, go check out DeMarco's video, his review on it. His link is in the description down below. It was a great review.
The funny part, it's funny at the beginning.
Yeah, it's such a great review, man. So props to you. I know that was a ton of work.
I was actually when you told me you put a lot of work into it, and then I clicked on it. I'm like, man, this man really put a lot of work into it.
He did.
Like,
yeah, there's a lot of shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, I did things in that review I've never done before. I had no idea how to color grade, and it's not good color grading, mind you. Like you could see distinctly in certain things where it just wasn't. But
how many views you got, by the way?
First time, so that's actually my second best performing review on the channel now, which is awesome to see. The first one actually is Deathloop. And that was the first review I ever did, and the quality is considerably worse there. But, so this is the second one. And I like to see the growth between them at the very least. But yeah, that was a fun one to do.
Yeah. There are 513 views. Nice shit. Yeah,
that's awesome, stuff. Man. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Especially when my channel's not known for reviews. Like, I want to grow that side of it more. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it might be a good idea.
Branch out. That's another thing. Lorefield, Lex, we need to talk. Because we need to talk. I want you guys to. We'll talk. I don't know. It's too much inside baseball. But so anyway, I just want to kick it off to you guys. For example, before I kick it off, this kind of does tie into a topic, or maybe it wasn't part of the topic. Sony just now let go of a very small studio. And Assassin, you might know right off the bat who I'm talking about. But they let go of the studio.
Lopez.
There you go. I knew you'd know. And I feel like because studios like this aren't bringing in those AAA bing bangs, Microsoft would say, sure, do whatever you want. You got an indie title, we'll pay you. We'll pay you the same amount of money as if the game was a moderate success, and you can be comfortable with your creativity. Release it on Game Pass, whatever. And a lot of indie studios, that's a lot of indie games come to Game Pass. I think that's great. Sony doesn't seem to be, which is fine. That's their thing. They're focused on the big AAA cinematic experiences. But they just shut down the studio and said, goodbye. You're not going to bring us money. Okay, you're not going to help us out here. So I think whenever it comes to the QA assurance, that is their way of saying, no, we're filtering you out because you're not. We're not going to see the quality. We're not going to wait for you. We're not going to fund you. We're not going to sit around and throw our assets towards your team to build whatever the hell it is that you're doing. That's their way of doing it. Microsoft is so hands-off that they just trust everyone because they do have a lot more revenue coming in from all different areas, and that's why they are the tech giant that they are, right? That's my question. Should Microsoft be more hands-on? And what I mean is just have some sort of filter at the end of development, nearing the end of development, to say, let's make sure that this is to our first-party standards. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. I don't know how. They need another team. I think you kind of said it a little bit. They need another group of team that, like, every 2 months they go in and look at this game, like, or they do some type of Zoom call or something to get this rolling. They need to fix this. This is ridiculous. I'm not saying Redfall is the worst game in the world because it's clearly not, but there's too many bugs. This game did not get playtest right. I don't know who playtested it. They need to talk to a little bit. They didn't tell them nothing, or they just didn't listen to the playtesters. Probably what it was, because there's just no way they missed all this shit. You know, I played it for about 2 hours and it got about 10 glitches, and that's bad to say. Like I could say Saint Rose was bad, but that game didn't have as many glitches as what this had just in the first little time. They need people to go. They need to hire a whole nother set of team, like 30, 40 people that go through all the teams and look and figure and make sure these games, they're not goofing off like Platinum Games did, you know, or they're not like this situation with Redfall. We have too many bad games coming from Microsoft for this shit to keep happening. And we're going to even say Halo. As much as I love Infinite, and I don't really love it, I just like to play it. Stuff like this should never happen. It just never happen. We're in a society today where there's too much money being thrown at these games for us to have this half-assed job of like video game. Like, it's way too much. Now my cat's talking. Even she agrees.
I heard him.
Yeah, and it's sad. It really is. And I'll tell you right now, if Starfield comes out like this, I know it's probably not gonna. But if Starfield come out like Redfall, Xbox would be looking. There would be a lot of people would. Shut up. Go. Get out of here. I don't want her to be. I just kind of pushed her away. She would quit. She says hello and shit. Stupid cat.
Yep.
I love her, but she does weird shit at times.
That your cat just wants to spend time with you.
She will. No, don't worry. I'll lay down and she'll be up my ass the rest of the night. And here comes the boy cat now too. The old man. They all. Let me check all their bowls got food, so there should be fine. It's sad. It really is. And like I said, if Starfield come out 30 frames and a bunch of bullshit like this, there would be people like unsubscribing to Game Pass. There would be people that'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break off Xbox because this is ridiculous. This should never be a AAA game. And I'm not saying Redfall is a AAA, but they marketed it like it was a AAA game.
It was made by a AAA developer.
But in all reality, that game is not a AAA. When you play it, it's like a double A. I know, it's sad, and that's crazy. That's my point. You gotta have a team come in every 2 months, and maybe 2 sets of team. You have a lot of studios. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot going on. You might not be able to get to every team because of what the scenarios. But you need somebody to come in. There needs to be at least 10 people to look at this. They need to look at this. They need to look at every little drop of thing they're doing because they're wasting too much resource and time and customers' times for this shit to keep happening. Because if I paid $70 for Redfall, I'm telling you right now, I probably would have sold my Xbox because that is ridiculous. That is for a AAA game that they hyped up like they did to have that bullshit. And they only said, "Oh, it's only the only bad fall we have right now is 30 frames, not the 300 glitches that are going to be in the game before you even got the first 2 areas." You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
DeMarco, you were saying, but it is right. Is that what you said? But it is AAA. Is that what you?
It is a AAA game.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't play like one. And if it was, you know, I think Redfall would have been a very different story if it came out and it was like a $40 price game. It wasn't a full price game, and it comes out and it's $40, $30 even. And we knew that Arcane in the background was working on Prey 2. And they said, "Hey, but we have this other co-op thing that we're working on." Now you have a completely different story, and Redfall comes out with all the problems it has. Then you go, listen, because now you're going into it with a completely different perspective. But I'm going into it, and I reviewed the game. I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
A 4 out of 10. I say 5 is average. I go by, if anybody watches Angry Joe show, that's like a huge inspiration for how I'm doing reviews. So 5 is an average game. I don't think it's fair to say, because everything that Redfall sets out to do is not better than what any other game has had. And when you're in such a competitive market and there's so many good games coming out, it's hard to say that that's like Redfall is better than average. It's a high. So if they would have presented it differently, if they would have marketed it as a AA game, if it would have been pitched as a AA game, if it would have been priced as a AA game,
that's where
then
the
AA game. It's not.
Yeah.
It's AAA price, AAA studio, AAA development, AAA marketing, and it didn't unfortunately live up to that expectation. Yeah, go ahead.
This is where it gets me. Why it irritates me. They knew this game was shit, and they still pushed that $70 price tag. That's what irritates me. Like I don't understand. At that point, you could be like, you know what? We're gonna drop this price tag down to like $40 or $50. Yes, it's not what we want to put it at, but why not market it? Put it, surprise people. You know, we're having development problems. We're gonna lower the price down and kind of call it a preview game instead of just, oh, it's a brand new game. You know, it's a great AAA game. We can't wait to play. I hope everybody enjoys it. Instead, we get a shit show of garbage can. I'm normally pretty okay. I normally support Microsoft through everything. I will not say nothing really bad about Microsoft, but this is bad. This is something.
Yeah.
I would never want this. I would remove it from every fucking ad there is, and never even and don't acknowledge it no more until that game is fully fixed. And even then, I would act like it wasn't even. It'd be like the stepchild that nobody loves, because that's where it would be. Because I would push it somewhere because it's just sad. I know it's we shouldn't be saying stuff like that, but it just is. And then they charge $70. That's just. I know that's not much because it is what it is. It's $70, but so some people that might be their only game they can buy for the next 2 to 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And they only they can buy that game and then Game Pass. And that's it, you know what I'm saying, or something. They can only do one or the other, and they bought that game because they really don't care about what's going on in Game Pass or something like that, you know?
I think to bring it back to Phil Spencer's points, though.
The filtering. Go.
Yeah, I think to bring it back to Phil Spencer's comments, though, it's hard. It was awesome that he acknowledged it. My big thing, though, is what does that mean, right? Because how many times have we heard developers coming out and apologizing for performance issues and apologizing for a buggy launch, and they're sorry that it didn't live up to expectations, and they're sorry for delays, and yet all of these things keep on happening in the gaming industry. Recently, IGN did a video that I liked. I appreciated what they were trying to do, where they basically sat down with a former Valve developer, and I forget who the other woman was, but they were trying to explain why do so many day one patches happen. And they were saying, oh, well, because when the game goes through cert and then all this other stuff happens and you still gotta work. And I say, okay, great. That's awesome. I understand as developers there's a lot of things that happen, but I'm paying $70+ for your product. That stuff is not my problem as a consumer. It's your problem to figure out how to get that stuff working. So for Phil, I think it's awesome. Like, he showed a level of humility and a level of leadership. Some people are saying that Phil Spencer needs to be kicked out. I think that that's absolutely ridiculous, first of all. And second of all, it's to come out like that. That's a level of leadership. You would hope that that's your boss, because that is fantastic for someone to come out, and he killed it.
Yeah,
Right?
he literally admitted that it was his fault. He didn't throw nobody else on it. He said, "This is my fault for letting this happen."
And
So,
He didn't throw Arcane under the bus. He took it on himself. He had no anger. He had no ill will towards Arcane at all. In fact, he lifted them up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even after what happened.
So the question that Red had originally posed though is should Microsoft be more hands-on? And that's where I come into this interesting conflict, because I think to myself, on the one hand, you know, yes, they should, because they do need to quality control. And you could tell, you know, there were some leaks that came out early specific to Redfall that was saying it's supposed to be this live service game. And then it's clear that they pivoted at some point, and what we got was the result of them trying to switch it up really quick. If you remember, there were some leaks about these 10 different currencies and all that other stuff going on. So it was clear that there was some kind of pivot. The question is it a problem with the design of the game? Was the original vision of Redfall a problem from the get-go and it just didn't work? Was it, if Microsoft did step in, could they have corrected it and like refined what the vision was to make it a clearer product? But then on the other hand of it, you have Arcane, who is a reputable studio. Arcane earned that level of trust. So you would have to, because, and maybe Dishonored and maybe Prey didn't sell as well as, you know, didn't sell gargantuan, you know, goober dollars amount of money, but they earned trust. And so should Microsoft just say as a blanket statement, every single studio, no matter how many great games you have, this is what we do, and this is how we do it, and we don't like the game you're making, and we don't think this is going to sell, so you can't do this project anymore. And then something like Redfall won't happen. They gave Obsidian the freedom to make Pentiment. They gave Obsidian the freedom to make Grounded. Those were good experiences. So yes, absolutely, Microsoft does need to show some level of investment. I think Sony's clearly found a really good balance with their experiences. So maybe Microsoft can see what's working with Sony. But how far is too far when they start micromanaging the studios and the decisions that those studios make? And now you've removed that creative freedom, and you see this major, which you've already seen recently in a lot of, in the past couple of years, you've been seeing this exaltation of developers going on to their own and forming their own studios. That's what Immortals of Avium is. It's former
Hence why I always say, whenever a new studio comes up with a bunch of veterans that we all know have worked on games that we have loved, that's why I always say, if you're going to support a studio, support them, because they were the ones that actually made the game great too.
Yeah, so my big thing is, yeah, absolutely, like, Redfall shouldn't have happened. There needed to be something in place. And internal reviews, like you said, mock reviews is not it. Because who's going to go and turn around and say, oh, here's my boss, here's my coworker, here's, you know, my superiors in this room, this game sucks. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care how anonymous you make it. My company that I work at does these anonymous surveys. I don't answer those truthfully. People never really do. And so you need to have a better process than what they're offering.
Yeah,
but
that's really well said. Oh, sorry, what was it?
It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope to micromanagement.
Assassin. One thing that I didn't mention is that, actually, I guess I did. But all these studios that have slipped up. I don't know who was in the party the other night when I was talking to Hargeet and Colt and all those people. One thing that I brought up was that it's understandable why Microsoft had trust to begin with. And DeMarco, you just now touched on this. What I mentioned there, the pedigree of these studios is not lost on Microsoft at all. I mean, we're looking at 343 Studios, okay. Now, you could say, oh, but what about the Master Chief Collection and what happened there and all that? Oh, my God, what a disaster. But 343 has done great work prior. Wasn't it Halo 4? Wasn't it Halo 4 and then it was Master Chief Collection? I can't remember the timeline there.
Yeah. I think
yes.
And now look at the Master Chief Collection. Some people prefer that. Most people prefer that, the Halo experience over that. They fixed it up. They did their thing. And then they go, okay, we got a great idea. We want to do Halo Infinite. It's going to be this big open world. We're going to bring it back to the original Halo, blah, blah, blah. So they bring it back, right? In their mind. And Microsoft goes, we trust you. You have a pedigree. It's not like you're a nobody. So then they look at Arcane. They did Dishonored. They did Prey. They did, excuse me, they did Deathloop. They did all these games, these AAA games, these single player. Love them or hate them, they are amazing games. By the way, and
yeah, play Prey. Play Prey right now. You can get it for like $5. Don't skip Redfall. Pass on Redfall. Go play Prey.
It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. But yeah, and so I could go on about the studios that. So Arcane was one of the big ones, and Deathloop was sort of like a weird. I need to go back to it. Not that I didn't like quit it. There was a lot of things going on whenever it actually came out. I want to come back to it because I'm actually really interested in that story. Because I loved the beginning with the characters. It's very Quentin Tarantino-esque in some weird way. I don't know how to describe it. But anyway,
it was good. I liked it.
So Assassin, they've had the pedigree. All these studios, Microsoft had a lot of trust in them. Do you think that now seeing this turn in, oh shit, I trusted you, it gave you too much freedom, wasn't looking over your shoulder enough, do you think that's the approach that Microsoft should take from now on? Go through some sort of filter, whether it's Phil or whatever. I feel like maybe there should be like a team built, a QA team. It'll pass through this QA filter. What do you think about that?
Well, first off, before I say anything, I just want to point out something that Lordfield said. Is it Lexi?
It's Lexi. Yeah. She said a bunch of stuff.
One thing I want to point out.
What she said. Yeah.
One thing I want to point out. She said, if you ask me, ZeniMax wanted them to make it live service, but Microsoft changed it after the fact. If that's true, that's even worse, in my opinion. If ZeniMax before Microsoft acquired them was trying to get Arcane. No, wait.
But
before
Providence Equity.
If that's true,
not necessarily
if
ZeniMax.
It was okay, fine, whatever. If Providence, whoever, if that's the case, you could not have chosen a worse studio to do that. You're gonna have the single-player studio, who is known for single-player games, make a live service. Where have we seen that before? Hello, everybody. We're BioWare, and we're here to show you Anthem. Remember how well that went?
Yeah.
So, doesn't Providence, ZeniMax, whoever, if that's true, honestly, if Microsoft said, you know what, let's make it single player, I think they made the right choice there. Even with the bugs, the terrible performance, the terrible AI, the texture pop in, everything. As far as a quality of assurance team, yes, Microsoft needs it. Especially for the studios that are thinking about branching out and doing something new. Absolutely, they need it. At the very least, the studios that are having trouble, they need it the most. 343 comes to mind almost immediately. And I want to point out, Red, you're right. Halo 4, judging by the Halo community that I've seen, most people liked it. They thought it was okay. They brought out the Master Chief Collection. That was terrible at launch. Tons of bugs and performance issues. You could let that slide because they're old games and they ported it to the Xbox One. But Halo 5.
Listen, Daddy.
Halo 5. I would have loved to hear that fucking pitch. Hey, so, what are we going to do with Halo 5, guys? Oh, I have an idea. Let's bring back Cortana. But didn't she die in the last one? Yes, and let's make her evil and not sexy anymore. What? And then let's focus on this Luke Cage-looking motherfucker, and let's have the whole narrative revolve around him. Like, but Master Chief is he's still alive. Why would you? And then we're gonna have this whole team of Spartans that no one's gonna care about, and we're just gonna have the story revolve around them. But what about Master Chief? Oh yeah, we're gonna have him still, but we're gonna make him completely unlikable. We're gonna have him completely stoic. No one's gonna like it. We're gonna market it a fight between these two characters, and it's gonna suck ass in the new one. What are you? What? Yeah. You really think that anybody had any confidence in 343 after Halo 5's launch? In terms of single player? You'd be hard pressed to find anybody. The multiplayer, from what I heard at launch, was good. Mac, you played the Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer?
I literally just played it like 3 days ago, so
Is it still good?
I like Halo 5 better than I like Halo 5. It's my second favorite Halo ever. So
I think Assassin was just touching on the narrative, which usually is like the initial your first response delivery. Day one delivery. You're gonna jump into the campaign.
It's fine. I mean, just in general, everything. Yeah.
Gameplay though.
Gameplay, great.
Yeah.
Graphics, great. Multiplayer, great. Story, what the fuck?
Sorry, real quick. Jonas in the chat says, but also the MCC Master Chief Collection is a remaster of games 343 didn't make originally. Yes, that's very
fair
true.
enough. Yes,
which is totally true. I think the reason I just brought that up is because that they didn't just give up on the Master Chief Collection. They brought it to what it is now. Which again, that is another issue in the industry. You can't just release a game and then fix it later. That is like every single time that a game comes out and the community is like, what the fuck? And they're like, we'll fix it. It's like, how did it get released this way? Which is back to our topic at hand right now. Why are games getting released like this without the quality assurance? Who is seeing this? Like, who is saying looks good? Send it on the line. We need to get it out. Like, that's the big issue. Like, I don't know.
Right now, the studios that Microsoft has, we already know the ones that have complete trust from everybody within the community. Has Obsidian ever really made a bad game in their history? No. But there will be a day.
BioWare until Anthem.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. Obsidian has not made a bad game yet. Everybody needs to understand this. From Software has not made a bad game yet. Sony Santa Monica has not made a bad game yet. Everybody needs to take that on the chin. They have to understand that not every game from a developer you love, that a developer that earns everybody's respect, not every single game is going to be good. That's what everybody should have said for Arcane. That's what a lot of us are saying now with Starfield. Bethesda has not made a bad game yet.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 notwithstanding.
Triggered.
Fallout 76 notwithstanding, but still.
Yeah, that was a difference.
Yes, Microsoft needs a quality assurance tester. And I'm going to say this. You guys know I'm excited for Fable, but I have this little nugget of worry in the back of my head. Yes, Playground has not made a bad game yet, but this is their first time doing an open world RPG. This is the first time they're having a major staff up to make this game from the ground up on the Forza Tech engine. I'm a little bit concerned. If Microsoft has a QA team that we all speculate that they need, and they go around and they look at Fable, and it's not ready, and they release it, fucking fire that team. If there is a team like that already, fire them. Get a new team who has a good track record. Go to the studios that need it the most, or to the studios that are doing something new that they have not done before. Obsidian, right now, I think is probably the studio that needs it the least. 343 is definitely the one that needs it the most.
Interesting.
Right now, anyway.
Yes, so there's a lot of good stuff in the chat. Shout out to Zemi, RPG What. Go click, everyone in chat, go click on RPG What. Go sub to his channel. Got some good content there. It's up and coming, and he's a really good dude. Anything Western RPGs, every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We go live, baby. So let's see. I don't want to miss any of this.
Oh, I hate you, Donnie.
Jonas. I'm trying to go back. Jonas says, should they be more hands-on? Depends, because we don't know the details of where things went wrong there. I think Phil was a little open about what went wrong. He was very we just didn't send them enough help because Starfield was way earlier on, and Arcane is, has the pedigree of just doing great with whatever, and so does BGS, by the way. But Phil was just saying they needed more help, and we didn't know. It's our fault, and that's sort of like where the hands-off topic comes into play. C-Steph is just talking shit. Jake says the Tarantino show the ending first and back from the beginning classic. Yeah, that was back to my Deathloop. What I was saying about Deathloop. I just want to Charlie Hustle. Shout out to Charlie. What's up, man? Subscribe, Charlie. I don't know if you already subscribed, but if you don't subscribe right now, I'll find you. He says fire everyone. Fire everyone. Fire everybody. And I think that'll solve everything. It's a good idea.
Fire every developer. Fire every single. Fire everybody from the narrative leads to the combat designers. Fire the graphic designers. Fire the level designers. Fire everybody.
Fire everyone.
Everybody,
fire
you're
Phil.
fired.
Yeah.
We'll get Sony on the phone for you.
Yeah, Fire Phil will go from Xbox to the next box because it's their next big project. And I'm going to end this poll right here because a resounding yes when it comes to hands-on from 11 votes, and 11%, 18% says Turtles, which I can't disagree with you there. So it looks like the majority of people don't like Turtles was the takeaway from that. Yeah, this is. Lex says brings me back to my comment earlier about QA times. Yeah, people want bigger games in less time. Bigger games take longer, and honestly, yeah, the further that we get into life, these games take longer and longer to make because of the tech that we have. It's just the way that it is, which is unfortunate. And Lex is also a dev. She is working on a game. It's a AAA over-the-shoulder third-person narrative. Where you play as
a minor.
A minor, yes, where you're called minor throughout the entire game, no matter what you are. Even if you choose to be like a warrior,
out of context,
you're a minor.
that can be really.
I love that. Yeah. So Charlie says, "Fight me. I'll fight you. I'll hold you down and choke you till you explode." Sorry,
Okay, before you go into it, fuck you, Gray, and fuck you and Yodani for saying Forza needs more games. It needs less. Y'all had 4 or 5 games in 6 years. Give it a fucking rest. You can only go vroom for so long.
Games. If anyone doesn't know, buy Assassin any racing game code, send it to him. Speaking of which, I'm supposed to give it another code. But you know what the issue is? Whoever the fuck redeemed The Witcher 3 didn't even say that they got it. I'm so sick of this shit. But it's fine. So maybe... I fire you, Wolf. Oh, shit. I just got fired from the, from the Lordfield podcast. Fuck. That's the 4th podcast I've been fired from. Or the 3rd podcast. I don't know. I'm on so many shows. But it's great. Forza. I love this. I love it here. Satya, Charlie says Satya should throw Phil's things out in the lawn at Redmond. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, my God. That's so sad. Because Phil seems like such like a sad dad right now. He seems like Kratos and he see's like all the Sony protagonists pretty much right now.
Matt Booty is Atreus. Boy.
Matt Booty is Atreus, yeah. Woo. All right. Anyway,
it puts pressure on Starfield that already was there.
Right, exactly. And look, I'll say this about Starfield because I have a platform to say it on now. Everyone, look at me right now. If you,
I can't
look at me. If you, yeah, here you go. If you, I can't zoom in because I have a 35mm lens. All right, you're looking at me. If you loved Fallout or any Elder Scrolls game, you will love Starfield. If you don't, it's because space isn't your thing. Bethesda Game Studios has a template. They have a template. You know what to expect from them. So from people saying, it's going to flop, it's going to fucking flop, it's going to be just like every other Bethesda Game Studios. It's going to have bugs, okay?
Fallout 76?
It's going to have an up and down frame rate, even though they're going to have a 60 frame rate option performance mode or whatever. If you don't like Bethesda Game Studios, don't even think about Starfield. Stop worrying about Starfield if it's going to not be good. It's a Bethesda game. You make it as good. DeMarco, back me up. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say.
I think it can be a bad game.
So let's move on to the
I'm just gonna.
I mean, it could be.
No, it's
yeah. Let's talk about what happens if Starfield is bad.
Oh God. Well,
no, it's not. Here's the thing: is I genuinely, it's hard for I can joke about that, but genuinely I find it hard to think about if it's bad because
I can see it.
Starfield is Todd Howard's new baby since Elder Scrolls, and that does not come lightly. And they've been working on this game. There's few studios that can come out and say, we've been working on this game for 10 years. 10 years in the making. And I go, nah, I don't believe it. Like, there's studios where I would say that. But when it comes to Starfield and Bethesda's pedigree and what they do in the past and how well they do it, and there's things that I'm nervous about Starfield. You know, I've expressed hesitations towards some of the stuff that they've shown off. And still, at the end of the day, I think that that's a game that's going to just really do all the things that you like about a Bethesda game, and then some. And we've already, to be brutally honest, one thing I think a lot of people underestimate is we've already seen the game. Like, we've seen a nice chunk of the game, too, with the gameplay demo that they've shown off. And
10,000 times the bugs.
I mean, listen, it's possible. It's definitely possible. But there's that thing where it's like Fallout 76 bugs, unacceptable because that's unplayable, right? Redfall bugs makes the experience genuinely unenjoyable when the AI will stand and there's a car in the way and the AI stands on this side of the car and it doesn't go around ever and the vampire's just gonna keep swiping like that. Like, that's just a bad gameplay experience. But when you have someone's head come off in an Elder Scrolls game and they're walking around without a head, or when you have, I don't know, like, just dragons flipping out because their physics are wigging all out, like, you have Dryant that flings you 1,000 feet in the air. That stuff's funny. Can live with that stuff. Something like unkillable enemies that you saw in Fallout 76, that's a no-no bug. You don't do that. And if those are the kinds of bugs, that's a no-no bug. And those are kinds of bugs in Starfield, then I'm going to go, no, and I'm going to wag my finger at it very disappointingly to Todd Howard. But if you get, like, funky messed up heads, and if you get funky physics, and you get that kind of stuff, I'm going to go, okay, Todd, I'm having fun with it. I'm going to go, no, polish this up. I'm going to go, okay.
No bug.
Okay, DeMarco, thanks to you, I can now see it. I can see it. Red, you're going to load up Starfield. You're going to be so excited. You get to the title screen. You go through the trouble of creating your character. And as soon as the first person you're going to talk to, their head is going to spin 180 degrees, and you're going to laugh so hard, but you won't be able to know what they're talking about.
It's going to be
you're
like,
going to like reboot the whole game.
He's like, spinning around and shit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's like spinning his head.
And you're gonna laugh so hard, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Dude,
Why?
by the way, okay, so real quick, Mac has to go. Mac's got to go. We're gonna go ahead and send Mac out of here. And take care, buddy. It was good having you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you all next
Sorry.
week.
Sorry about that. A little bit early. Yeah, a little bit early this weekend. Sorry, you guys.
It's all good, man. Baby's
giving the wife a hard time, you know. So
yes.
And everybody, I'll see you guys later. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, MacBound, whatever. Everybody pretty much knows.
We got you in the links in the description below. Check MacBound out. All there.
Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you guys a little bit.
Later, Mac.
It's a weird ass face that is made. All right.
That's the you see the Instagram reels where the people like speed themselves up into 1.5 motion. They're like. They're doing like that. Yes. That's what that kind of face is.
Okay, got you. So, that's so weird. So weird. I didn't know I could make that face. We're all learning here. Don't call it a finger. I've been here for years, racking my tears, putting fingers in tears. Gray Monad says,
rubbing my beards.
Rubbing my beards, bro. Come on. Get it.
On the Red Wolf Beard Cast.
Yeah, the Red Wolf Beard Cast, baby. Sorry, Lex, you did miss out. The entire beginning of the show was nothing but Starfield and the ESRB, but you can go back and check it out there, baby.
On demand, baby.
So fucking totally forgot what I was talking about.
We were gonna go on to the next topic, and then we went on a rant.
Superman's a game, apparently.
That was a segue, apparently.
Yep.
That was a great segue, Red. Totally didn't come up with it last minute now, did you?
No, it didn't. But it's a game. It's in the fucking thumbnail, so I gotta talk about it. I almost forgot.
When I see it.
So WB head studio man, producer, guy, director, actor, writer,
James Gunn.
I'm actually saying a bunch of titles until I actually figure out exactly who it was.
He's the CEO.
Yeah, an executive at Warner Bros. Discovery discusses the company's portfolio with the possibility of Superman having a new game also in the air. Oh, I see what you did there. Shut the fuck up, Game Rant. Anyway, according to Warner Bros. Executive, there could potentially... I just now read that. Some fans hope that the DC licensed game could be focused on other iconic names such as Superman, which is what it seemingly to be the case according to the current CEO, David Zaslav. Oh, God, this guy. Am I right? So after the merger of Warner Bros. Media and Discovery, last year Zaslav has been overhauling a lot of DC-related projects, including its video games and theatrical films. One of the biggest things that fans are looking forward to is the new Superman Legacy film, directed by James Gunn, or Jun. I don't know how. I think he's French. Who was also put at the Swedish. Oh, okay, so it's Jun. Oh, wait, that's Japanese. We'll figure it out. We got this. Don't worry, everyone. Hold on to your butthole. The film was directly commented on its earnings. Let's skip all this shit. Basically, what this dude says is that they are looking forward to their upcoming projects and tying them into, releasing them side by side with their theatrical movies and video games. And he specifically talked about like Superman, is kind of what he said. So, here we go again with the Superman video game rumors that's been going on for...
In the worst way.
Yeah, since, it's been 10 years. I remember living at my old house in 2013. Yeah, it was 2013. Hearing about, before Arkham Knight released, that Rocksteady's next project before after
Arkham
was the
Knight,
Superman game. Yeah. And then it
After
apparently got
Arkham's
canceled.
Origin City.
Yeah, so 2015...
14-ish.
Yeah, 2014, 2015 was Arkham Knight. Yeah, but before that came out, yeah, you remember. So here we go again. And I get it. Right now there's a big hype about... film and video games whenever you have your Last of Us PC port being rushed out the door just because the Last of Us season, TV season wraps up and people go, we're going to jump. You want more of this? Our PC port just dropped and go get it right now. And then it's awful. But I do understand that the marketing is there. It sort of markets itself. But it's a Superman game and this is a gaming podcast. So I'll kick it off to you, Assassin. How could you make a Superman game work? I've always said, start him off weak where he loses all his powers, where he starts off and you're big and you're strong. Imagine the intro of the game, and you are just one-shotting everyone, destroying everything, trying to save the world, boom, boom, just fucking everything up, lasering everyone, you can't be touched, and the very last second, you're like, and you turn around and you've been stabbed in the back by Batman, just somebody, you get kryptonited, right? He's asking where his mom is or whatever.
Yeah, but then he would just need to go stand in the sun for a bit and he'd be fine.
He's like, suntan. He's bleeding out on the beach, please. It's true though. But that's what I would think would be cool. And that's how the game starts. You get weakened, and then throughout the course of the game, you get stronger. What do you think? What would make a good Superman game?
There's not gonna be a Superman game. He's too fucking OP.
Hey, Marker, you need to stretch.
There's no way.
You can stretch. It's okay. Do whatever you gotta do.
No, I'm just enjoying the maneuverability of being standing.
Red.
Yes. Yes. You'll have to
no.
dance sometime. Oh, go ahead.
The cord was wrapping around me. Anyway, go on.
I'm just saying, no, there's no Superman game. I'm sorry, there's none.
You're probably right.
There is no way you can have a character as powerful as Superman as a protagonist in a video game.
This is the conundrum.
I guarantee you, if they made a Superman game and they released it, no one is ever going to get past the how to fly tutorial. No one's gonna be able to get past that. Nobody. I would believe it.
I think it could be done.
I
do. And I'll tell you why. Because if Marvel's Midnight Suns can put the Avengers against some normal Hydra goons and justify it in literally like one line in that game. They're like, oh, they have this super titanium drug armor poison neuro development in them, and so now they could withstand a cosmic beam coming from Captain Marvel herself. You can justify why some goons in Superman can do things as well, and why they can fight back against Superman for some BS reasons that just get made up on the spot. So the flying, I think, is where things get a little bit wonky, because then you need this really big open world, and you need interesting stuff going on in that world, and it has to be fun, and it has to play into the combat as well, so you gotta be able to be fighting while you're flying. So there's some technical things in there, but you can easily just say, well, Darkseid has come in and he's granted all of these guys powers from beyond, and now they're resistant to Superman's punches, and they can hit you 3 times as hard, and now bam. So any of like the OP Superman stuff, argument invalidated because magic, get out of here.
That's exactly what I've been saying for years.
I run D&D campaigns, so I know I don't have to explain crap.
Wait.
Magic.
Yep.
I know how this stuff
Wait,
works.
hold up.
It's magic.
So-
Shut up, magic.
It's just magic.
Yeah.
DeMarco, wait.
No, I don't gotta
So
explain
you're
anything
saying
magic.
the only way to get around this is to make Superman a Souls-like game? Is that really what you're trying to
No,
say?
it's- say that at
It's
all.
about literally being able to kill anything.
You
and
literally
he's
just
fucking
described
invincible.
Souls. You hit
No.
once,
He's
the enemy
saying-
hits back 3 times harder.
No, he's saying
No.
they will be able
I'm
to
saying that-
withstand.
Yeah, a punch
Yeah.
from Superman, and the punches from them will be able to hurt you. Like,
Well, I
hurt
know
you.
that. I'm just saying. Mogog from Elden Ring withstood my sword, and then he did 3 times his damage to me with this fucking cane.
Well, I
But,
mean, that's
I digress.
That's just.
What
I think you're
DeMarco is saying
describing.
is
I think
just
you're describing any. You need a way that the enemy, like, because Superman can basically withstand almost everything, right? He's Superman, so you need a way.
Well, yeah,
that the
magic
enemies
and
can
kryptonite.
actually. Yeah, but you need a way that the enemies can actually hurt a character like Superman. So you just give some magic reason why Darkseid or why any of the basically multiversal villains that can come in have given everybody powers. So now you're even. But what you're describing, where like you hit an enemy and then they hit 3 times harder, is not exclusive to Souls. I think it's unfair to say that it's just a Souls-like thing, because that happens if you turn up the difficulty
That's
in Skyrim. That happens if you turn up. I don't know if there is difficulty in Borderlands, but if there was, it would work the same way. It would be
I think there
the
is.
equivalent of adding more people. So it's just like normal difficulty, and this isn't a good way to do difficulty in games. We're getting in a whole different discussion. But normally difficulty in games is like enemies do ×2 damage, you do 0.5 damage.
Okay. If
so
they
that's
come
not
out with a
describing
Superman game
Souls.
and it's actually good, and it's actually 10 out of 10, I will retract my statement and I'll publicly apologize to you both. But
has to be
if they
10 out of
can't, it has to be at least a 9, 8 out of 10, 8 to 9 out of 10.
And what if
It
it's
can't.
7,
It cannot
but
be.
it's
It
like
cannot be
2?
N64 Superman all over again. It can't.
Yeah,
It has to be.
nobody
It
wants
has to be top.
support.
It has to be top quality.
But it can be done. I'm just saying it can be done, and I think you agree, Wolf. Looks like.
Yeah, Arcane Realm in
agree.
chat. Shout out to him. 'cause
sorry, I was
he's the
trying to
marketer
adjust
who's
that. Sorry
best friend.
for anyone watching.
It can be
Um,
done. No one's found the right way to do it yet. Is what he said.
right.
Which is fine. He's right. He's right.
I just
think
want to
you
see
have
it. I just want to see it just because. And DeMarco, I know that you can feel me on this, dude. I have like a problem. DC, Batman is my favorite superhero. DC is like the best shit ever, and I love Marvel. Like, I'm not saying like I'm comparing the two, but there is a comparison to be made. But like they really need to like lean into like the grittiness of how DC works, and why it sets itself so far apart, and it does such a good job. I want to see a gritty Superman game. It's not going to be like haha, and you're lifting up globes and airplanes throughout the whole game. No, it needs to be like the Arkham Knight, but Superman. Like I would love to see that. Again, if I'm a developer and I'm a writer or whatever, and they go, we need to make a Superman game, the first thing everyone's going to sit down and say, how? It's Superman. And that's exactly the first thing that I go to because magic. Because that's why. I've been saying that for so long. I totally agree with that.
And Lorefield's bringing up that it is canonical that Superman is weak to magic.
Yeah, it is because Superman is like every other human being in that sense that he can be affected by magic. So what I'm saying is, if you're gonna make a Superman game, the whole world better be destructible. Because if I'm gonna punch a fucking robot that weighs 2 tons down the street, and it's stopped by a brick building that should have fallen on Grandma 2 minutes ago, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I think
at that point you'd probably be dealing with a evacuated world like the Arkham games.
Yeah.
No. You cannot have an evacuation story every single time that something bad happens. If you can do it in comics,
angry about it, but it works.
I don't care if it works. Figure it out. If the comics can do it, where not everybody has to leave the city, you can do it in the game too.
Well, a comic book doesn't have player input.
But it does have fan input.
But the writers can still dictate, like, oh, this guy gets thrown into this building, but nobody's working at this hour, so it's fine. And, like, the building collapses, but we're not going to focus on the people getting crushed by the building. But in a game, you have player input where they control where the character goes, where the camera's looking, what things happen. So you have that same building falling, and it falls on poor old Grandma, and there's nothing that the game can do about it because.
Sorry, Grandma.
I mean, there could be a morality system of some sort where if you don't, save people or you do things that hurt other people, then you can be penalized.
Yeah, but then you're taking the fun out of a Superman game. So I think it's like, again, I agree with you. You can't just have evacuation every single time, but I think it works.
Yeah.
What I don't want to see is what I'm not excited for is movie tie-in stuff because James Gunn wants to unite all the movies, the films, the TV shows, and the games. And I'm not excited about the tie-in things because I think you're completely limiting why developers would want to work on some of these experiences. Like, you don't get Arkham Knight because somebody said, oh yeah, Matt Reeves is the Batman, let's turn that into a video game because that's or Ben Affleck's Batman, yeah, we need to turn that. And now you need to get Ben Affleck to voice the character in the game, and you need the same characters to play the villains in the game, and you need and we need the storylines to work because we have the same. That's what I'm not looking forward to. So I don't. Yeah. I hope that.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Yeah, I think that James Gunn's decision to unify all that stuff is bad.
And that's why I talk about bad writers. I think for 15, 20 years, I think people have had enough of the writers making Peter Parker's life a living hell.
So shout out real quick, everyone in chat. Just so you know, we're all here waiting. We're on the road to 100, I'm trying to do my best to evolve the show. We're trying to. I'm getting a new overlay soon. I'm working on that. I don't think I'm going to go away from OBS because I have a lot more freedom. It's a little bit more difficult to work with, but honestly, just leave a comment. When the show is over, leave comments. And when I say, you could easily put it in chat right now and just tell us what you want to see differently or whatever. But I want you to sit on it. And also, it helps us out if we have interactions in the comments. It actually helps the channel a lot. So I know this is very cliche to say, hey, drop the like and all that kind of stuff, but seriously, we're trying to get to 100 subs. That's like a milestone, little baby milestone for this little baby channel. Because the engagement here is really great. The numbers are really great. Man, I don't know if that's just because SEO or whatever it is, but I just really want to say thank you to everyone who always shows up here every single week, and it just means everything. It's so cool because everyone's so positive so far, and then 5 years from now I'm gonna be like kicking people out of the chat and everything. But no, everyone is so nice and positive, and I love it. Everyone takes care of each other, and we just have a good time, and that's really what it's all about. And I just wanted to say thank you. And I say it every week, and I say it because I mean it. It is just it's a great positive outlet for everyone here. I speak for everyone. Yeah. So I just want to say
thank you for choosing us over Dealer.
Thank you for You're 18 minutes in. Don't let the dealer know that you're here. Somebody's got them all bumping. They got Renegade Realm Podcast and a Dealer RDX Podcast on 2 different screens.
Yes,
but yeah,
Jonas,
so if you're
what Jonas said
not,
in chat.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed, I'm sorry. We need a tie-in to the bat. We need a
credit card.
tie-in to the bat credit card.
Get out of here
Thank
with
you
your
for
Batman
finishing.
and Robin knowledge.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
We need
But
that
I love
terrible
it.
movie acknowledged.
You don't know the
Um,
Batman? It's from Batman and Robin, the worst Batman movie ever made.
Okay,
And
I don't want to remember.
Poison-
I can
Poison Ivy.
I can
Poison
remember
Ivy
the bat
seduces
nipples and the
them.
bat butt.
Yeah, the bat nipples. And Poison Ivy seduces
Anyway,
them.
I
Batman
just
goes,
wanted to say,
I'll buy
if-
this
if,
car or whatever. I'll buy Poison Ivy. And then he pulls out his bat card. And he goes,
Have the
No.
bat nipples on the bat butt, on his bat back, on his bat
and
head.
Robin's like, no, I
his bat balls and bat dick. Yeah. So I just wanted to say, on that note, I just wanted to say, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe and share this out. If you're on Twitter, that'd be super helpful. And I'm not talking to the other person watching this. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Oh, me. Oh, I guess I could do that. Pull up my phone and do the thing. Do it. Fuck. And now you're like, well, fuck you. Now you cuss me out. Yeah, I did, and I love you too. But seriously, thank you all for being here. And oh, there goes DeMarco. He's subscribed. Seriously, it means a lot. So there's one last topic. That was fun. Superman games are hard. Harder than regular video games, they say.
harder than Superman.
Harder than Superman. Yes. He's so hard. Sorry. Alex says, we know this for a fact, as anything outside the DCU will be Elseworld stories that are completely disconnected from what the DCU is doing. Yeah. Oh, Jake, I love you too.
James Gunn did say that it's going to be very clearly labeled as Elseworld stories, but I think that's where you get things like Matt Reeves is the Batman, so hopefully it pertains to the games too.
Right, and man, we gotta. I still want to have a the Batman movie podcast. I want to go over that movie. It's been almost a year. It's been a year since it came out already, hasn't it? The look on your face, DeMarco, is so like. You're like,
What?
You're like. You didn't like it. I can tell you didn't like it. We talked about
What?
this.
Matt Reeves is the Batman?
Yeah.
No, I love Matt Reeves.
Oh, okay. Oh, you love Matt Reeves. Do you like the movie, The Batman?
There's things that I like about it, and then there's things that are absolutely ridiculous about it. And I think we all know, like, the stupid scenes where he gets blown up point blank in the face, and it's like, really? And I'm also tired of Batman being completely bulletproof in movies. I'm so exhausted of that.
They never shoot him in the face.
No, forget that. But, like, yes. But I'm just so tired of the fact that Batman's suits are always bulletproof. I think that's boring. Like, the thing that makes him interesting is one good place shot can be, like, fatal to him. And then you have him taking shots. Like, the scene with Matt Reeves when he's walking through in the tunnel, like, it's sick. It's cool. You only see him as the muzzle flashes, and you go, as he's bouncing around, like, beating guys up. Right. That's awesome. But when there's no threat, there's no stakes when you take... I don't know. So, this isn't a Batman podcast.
Not yet, it isn't. Wait, I was trying to go. I don't know what theme song that was. Yeah, there you go. Why can't I get it? Let's see if we can all do our best Batman animated series.
Which one? Animated series?
It's like.
That's perfect. All right, next topic.
Got it. Perfect. Got it. Moving on from there. Hey, thank you guys for putting up with us. This is great. Yeah. The last. I lost my. I clicked on my own link, and that's why no one understands what I'm talking about. Let's see. Last topic. What 3 third-party games unannounced? Never mind. We already covered that. I think we're all out of topics. I think that's what just happened.
No, we didn't.
We covered it specific to Sony, but I don't think we did it for Xbox.
At these showcases, there was an S at the end of that show. Yeah, baby. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this shit. All right, so Xbox Showcase. That's what we haven't covered. Let's focus directly on that. So we got things like Fable, Avowed, Pentiment 2, Pentiment 3, the Pentiment.
The fuck?
What games are we excited to see? I'll say Fable for me. Fable is the one thing that I really want to see.
You took it from me.
It's Fable. Okay.
DeMarco. Fables? 2 Fables, wow.
Are you third Fable man? Are you the Fable?
No, I'm not third Fable man. I'm not third Fable.
He hates Fable.
I despise... No, Fable's cool. Not
just
Fable
kidding.
3, but Fable 2 was cool. Mine. Did you say giggity?
No, I said hey.
Fable's cool, giggity. Mine would probably be. Mine would be. Avowed.
Okay.
I want to see what I want to see what this Skyrim killer, and I'm putting that in my air quotes because it's.
I swear to
not a
God,
Skyrim killer. It's just on.
if we don't see about it this showcase, I'm going to go down to Obsidian itself, shake Fergus Urquhart
Well, you
in
might
person,
not.
and say, "Where is it?"
You might not, and I can tell you why. Is because if that's gonna be November of 2024 kind of game, and Xbox does the same thing that they did this year, where they say, no, we're only showing things releasing in the year, and it's like not coming out till after June of 2024. Then you're not seeing it, even though all those games got delayed anyway. So do that.
Hey, since we disagree and you lose a lot of your disagreements, I'm gonna disagree with you.
Go for it.
There you go.
No,
Play it safe.
I think.
I think we will see it, but I think we're
Yeah.
gonna get a 2024 release one.
I believe we'll get a 2024 window, and it'll just say 2024. I do think for
That's what I
about.
just said.
And no, I'm agreeing with you. And it's time that this game gets shown off, if for no other reason than exactly what Phil Spencer's comments when he came out and he said that Red Wolf goes to the bathroom way too often and really needs to learn how to control his bladder. When
needs
Phil
to
Spencer
stop.
said that, and we all went, yeah, that's completely true.
Did you leave on
No.
your screen too, like you did for me? Jesus fucking Christ.
When Phil Spencer comes in and says we need to do better, and he's been saying this. Phil Spencer's been, if you remember, he went on this podcast. It was these two girls. I don't remember the name of the podcast, unfortunately, but he was sitting down and talking about how they don't have the exclusives and they don't have the titles, and he's been saying this since, I feel, as far back as the beginning of 2022, where he's been saying we need to pick it up. We're gonna have some great games, right? He went into Xbox's last year event saying we have all these great games coming. We have all these great games. And where are these great games? They all got delayed. So this narrative has been going on for a long time. It's would be prudent for Phil Spencer to say, okay, Obsidian, get Avowed ready, show it. It has to be conceptual. Throw in a little bit of gameplay because if you know you got it. Say it's an early alpha build, that's fine. We got to put that out. Same with Fable, because Playground Games have been working. We saw the teaser, 2017? 2020? Wow, it's way early. 2020? I was going to say 2018. Yep. But 2020, we saw it. So it's been silent for 2 years. So Phil Spencer goes back and says, okay, Playground, gotta give us something. Obsidian's going to give us something. You gotta give us something. And then we're also going to get Starfield coming after. So we're going to have a good show with just those 3 games. Then they also got Hellblade. They also got Replaced. They also got have Stalker. So they have a good showcase. They just need to bring 110%. And just like that, they need to come in exactly as Red did. And they need that.
Oh God, no, not fumbling out the gate. No.
Yep. Just
No.
all or nothing, baby.
Yeah, but there's a
No, we want them to come in with the way that Red did not come in. Perfectly fine.
Oh, right.
So yeah, they need to bring 120%, and to do that, it's fine to show off these. They've already revealed that these games are being worked on. So give us a little more taste. A little nibble in there. Let us just...
So, okay, DeMarco, you said Avowed. You said that's the one you're most excited to see besides Starfield?
Starfield, yeah. I'm curious to see what.
I'm not including Starfield because we already know it's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Red and I have to agree, Fable. It's time. It's been in development since 2017. You know what else has been in development since 2017? Hogwarts fucking Legacy, and it's already out. Playground, what's going on? Is it dead? Is it alive?
Oh, also
show it.
The game coming from. Oh shoot, the game that's coming from the Sea of Thieves developers as well.
Everwild from Rare? You think that's gonna be there?
Sea of Seas?
No, Everwild. That's coming
Shut
from.
up, Brad.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's coming from the same studio. That I want to see as well.
Yeah.
Not necessarily more than Avowed, because Avowed has the fantasy and it has the Pillars of Eternity universe, which I don't know much about, so I'm excited to be able to play the Pillars of Eternity world
I keep
without
thinking
having to play the Pillars of Eternity games.
Hand
I keep
is
forgetting
praised.
about that it is set in the Pillars, because I don't know if what you
Yeah.
maybe I misunderstood what you were just saying, but it made me want to get invested into the games, just sort of that way whenever I do play Avowed, I'll feel like, oh yeah, that
Yeah, it
thing
is.
and that thing and that thing. Yeah, that's really cool. I keep
Yes,
forgetting
yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
they have some of the same spells from Pillars of Eternity, some of the same races. I
And
think
the lore as well, of
I-
course.
Right.
Yes, of course, yeah. It's set in the same universe. It's just
Is
that
it a
Pillars of
card
Eternity is
game?
more top-down. It's more top-down. It's like Disco Elysium, is the way I can best describe it. Just with magic and stuff.
That sounds dope. Like Shadowrun? Have you guys ever played Shadowrun? Oh my god, dude. Okay, listen.
No. Okay, what?
DeMarco.
Wait, DeMarco, do you think it looks more like Diablo, or do you think it looks more like Disco Elysium, Pillars of Eternity? What do you think?
What does Pillars of Eternity look? I think Pillars of Eternity is kind of in its own
It's kind of its own thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's. Fair
But it's
to
in the
say
same
that
genre, right? The
Diablo.
top-down?
It is. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Isometric.
Isometric, yes, that's the word I was trying to use. Yeah, Red, if I were you, just play it for an hour and two, or see if you want to get invested.
Okay, I will.
It's on
But
Game Pass.
DeMarco, you have to, as a D&D lover, Shadowrun was created back in the day by a bunch of friends that were playing D&D, and they created this universe. It was actually inspired by Bright. Remember that game? The Netflix movie Bright?
Never
With
saw
Will
it.
Smith. Good. It's actually not that bad, but basically it's like cyberpunk, sort of modern day-ish cyberpunk, but it's got elves and orcs and everything in it. So it's like, but it's very gritty. It's not like bright and happy. It's like elves. It's like orcs. Like think of it like you have humans and elves and orcs and everything, but we're like in dark, dank, futuristic New York City-ish. Of course, everything's in your city, right? I'm sorry, DeMarco. That's just how it is. but imagine that. But it is set in this top-down. It's on Game Pass, by the way. There's 3 games, and I'm still on the first one. I love it so much. It's got the skill checks, the character creation. It's very mature. Please, just give it a shot. Just give it a shot. Give it a shot, DeMarco. Give it a shot.
I'll give it a little peek.
Little
Give it a-
peek. Yeah.
give it a look, look, Vince.
And I'm not saying it's the best thing
back
ever,
t-
but it is so good. Sorry, go ahead.
Back to DeMarco's point. So Avowed, then Everwild.
And also Indiana Jones. I don't think that's gonna
Indiana
be there. I don't think it's gonna be there, but I want to see Indiana Jones.
I
Because I
think
love
Indiana
machine
Jones
games.
is more
I
likely
love
to be there than Everwild, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen anything. We've heard about who's working on Indiana. DeMarco, check out his video on on where is Indiana Jones. I watched it. Because it is a good question. Like, why haven't we seen anything? I think that the question is, the answer to that question is probably because hopefully, back to our QA discussion, it is going through QA, and they're making sure that it is going to be the next Uncharted or something like that. The next Tomb Raider, you know. Tomb Raider
Imagine
was
Indiana
exclusive
Jones
for a
is
while.
first person.
Oh my God. What did Mag
I
say?
would cry.
He's like, I don't want to see this. What did he say on Cold Show? It was so good. Actually, I just said that too. I think I saw that subconsciously. But
I think we all said that. I think Indiana Jones needs to be third person over the shoulder, like
Yeah.
Uncharted. Because,
I
look,
like
Yeah.
look, you pick Disney, Lucas, you picked a great studio with Indiana Jones. What better studio could you have given Indiana Jones than the studio who is the master of killing Nazis? Indiana Jones loves to kill Nazis. We all love to kill Nazis. Of course, Machine Games is the best one to pick. However, again, like we mentioned before, they have only made first person, because I swear to God, if it is not third person, it is first person. And you have to whirl your whip around your head, aim up at the sky, and then you have to go through motion sickness to go from one ravine to the other, I'm going to cry.
Hey, listen,
Indiana
Machine
Jones
Games,
does
Machine
not
Games,
need
if you're
to be
listening,
first.
I'll enjoy it whether it's in first or third person. I'll love you either way. So ignore these guys who hate first person games and hate
Give
good
this man a
experiences.
review code.
So I'll
Give him a
love it.
review code.
I'll love it no matter what. All right.
He'll love it. He'll love it no matter how many times he vomits in the bucket.
It's fine. He's like, "Ooh, that's so good."
It's so good.
It's good. Ooh. All right, so
I love
DeMarco wants to see Avowed, Everwild, and Indiana Jones. Are those your three?
I mean, I could keep going on, but those are like the big ones.
Those are the big three.
Yeah. Not including with Starfield being the obvious.
Oh yes, yeah,
Yeah,
Starfield's obvious. Red, what about you? You said Fable. What are the other two?
Give me a refresher. We got Avowed, Fable, Everwild.
Wait, hold on. Let me do it. All right, just say go whenever you're ready.
Go.
Fable, Perfect Dark, Hellblade.
Go.
Fuck you. I'm really gonna go this time, even if you
Go,
tell
I'm
me
ready.
to stop.
Yep.
All right. Fable, Perfect Dark, Hellblade 2, Everwild, State of Decay 3, Contraband, Project Belfry,
Oh my god.
Project Mara, Indiana Jones.
Oh my god.
Rumored to be
stop.
Wolfenstein
Seriously,
3.
Stop, because I'm getting overwhelmed. I keep forgetting Contraband is an Xbox exclusive.
It's
I
being
keep
published by
forgetting about
Xbox Game Studios Publishing, yes.
Okay. You guys know how I feel about Payday, the game that's multiplayer and a lot of fun that no one ever wants to play with me. That game,
Oh, stop.
I thought you were like gonna flip a desk or something. Because I feel like Contraband hopefully and it's gonna be third person apparently. I think that this is gonna be the GTA heist / Payday game that a lot of people will, because as for love it or hate it, for what. Yeah, so it's open world based in the 70s.
Yeah, but it's
a heist.
cars.
Yeah, cars. No.
Yeah, so you're not getting out.
No, it's not car.
No,
based.
you are.
Oh,
It's not
I thought it was
cars.
car based.
No,
I
no,
thought it
it's
was
like
like
third
No,
person.
it's a
You scared the shit
it's a
out of me.
third-person co-op,
You scared the
open
shit out
world,
of me.
single-player experience.
Oh, okay, alright.
Well, single-player with co-op.
Yeah, so
Heist game.
Yeah, heist game. So you get in, get out, banks and stuff, jump back into your car, stuff like that. Yeah, so it is open world, and so is Payday 3, by the way.
Which is going
so-
through development troubles.
Wow, cool. Next week we'll talk about that. Actually, write that down in the show notes. I do want to talk about that for next week.
Okay.
But so Contraband, I definitely want to see what's up with that because that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. I love when games do bad guy stuff good, which Rockstar seems to be the rock stars of. Sorry, DeMarco's distracting me with adjusting here. Because I imagine like a wet sound whenever you pulled it off, like like it was like stuck to your head, like you were like just
How
need to.
sweaty do you think I am?
No, just because it's not sweaty, just like it's been there for so long that it's like part of you now. So you're like, yeah, there you go. Look at that, nothing's changed. Oh, that little curl there. All right, sorry, we're getting distracted here. Stop it, assassin. So, yeah, I'm excited for Contraband. I am excited for Perfect Dark because if the rumors are true, they're not going to straight first. Man, why do I keep? You know what? I have a problem with first and third person, don't I? I don't hate first person games. I don't. I just want to see more diversity. I want to see people try to do a little bit of both. And I think that Deus Ex was a great example of having the third person cover and being a first person game, which that's the rumors that we've heard, right? That the Perfect Dark is supposedly sort of a hybrid, right? A first and third person.
Yes. That is the rumor that Perfect Dark is basically going to have Deus Ex's gameplay mechanics where you go into cover, you go in third person, you can see Joanna in full HD, you can see what she looks like, but when you get out of cover, you're back in first person.
Yeah, so cautiously optimistic, Avowed, Fable, super hyped, Contraband, super hyped, Perfect Dark. I just want to see it so that way I know what I'm excited for. Because, like, Cyberpunk, redhead chick who's like a spy, it's like James Bond, but it's Cyberpunk. Like, I just want to see it to, like, and then I seriously feel like I'm going to be so excited once I see that. Everwild, I don't that might not be for me, but I've said that before about games that I didn't think it was going to be for me, like Plague Tale, and then I played Plague Tale, and God.
The vibes that I got from Everwild Red.
Oh my god.
What I first thought, I thought this seems like this is Xbox version of Zelda.
Okay, because I heard that okay, correct me if I'm wrong. My cat is gonna fuck something up. Sorry, real quick. Sorry. He's gonna step on my keyboard. If I thought that Everwild was where you were a god and you were controlling things, right? Wasn't that Everwild?
No.
And the original they changed it. Right?
The original vision for Everwild was, you are basically, I forgot what it was called. I think it was a celestial of some sort. Not necessarily a god, but you go around and you use the world of nature and magic to help heal the world, basically. But apparently the original vision had no sense of conflict, no drama, no combat. So I think they went back to the drawing board and they were going to try and add that in. But
no one gets that joke. Okay. All right, go ahead.
No.
I get it.
I don't.
It wasn't your strongest.
I tried.
Yeah.
Most of my jokes aren't the strongest, which I think is like, if you say enough bad jokes, it's gonna turn into like one whole good joke.
All right,
that's great with me.
My turn.
Yeah. Hey.
Fable, absolutely. I've said it before. It's been in development since 2017. It was announced 3 years ago. This is the one besides Starfield and Avowed. No, there's no excuse anymore. It has to be there, or I'm gonna have questions. Avowed is the same way. Perfect Dark, I'm gonna be a little bit more lenient, considering the initiative is a new studio, though according to Jess Corden, after the initial reports of mismanagement, it seems like the game's going well, so if it's there, I'll be happy to see it. If it's not, then I'm not gonna let it bother me. Everwild, I don't think is gonna be there. Indiana Jones, I think, needs more time. Hellblade 2 is a lock. It has to be there. They've included that for some reason in their 2023 marketing. I don't know why. Unless it's going to be within 2023. Contraband, I have to agree with you, Red. I think it's going to be there. I think it's finally time to see what Avalanche has been working on since it was announced back in 2021. I do think we're going to finally see what Compulsion is working on with Project Midnight. I think we're finally going to see that dark fantasy setting with a American Southern Gothic vibe. I live in the South in America. I want to see Compulsion's take on it. And fun fact, I didn't realize this until I was researching the studios. Did you know that Compulsion's founder was a ex-developer from Arcane?
Probably at one point, but not top.
He was, yeah.
That's cool.
I think everyone
Yeah,
was a
just a fun fact.
Something at some point.
Yep. At some point. He worked at Arcane. He's a former Arcane Leon developer, I think. But I think it's finally time we see Project Midnight. It's another third-person, over-the-shoulder game. Which, Red, I know you and I both agree Xbox severely needs it. So, maybe finally see the game and see some gameplay. That would be great. Last game I think we'll probably see, I think we're finally going to see Project Belfry. Banner Studio, it's a 2D side-scroller beat-em-up. I think the actual name for it, called The Wandering Tower, leaked a while back. Apparently it's supposed to come in 2023, so I think it's finally time to see that. And that's pretty much the lineup I think we're going to get. Fable, Avowed, Hellblade 2, Project Belfry, and Contraband.
Yeah, they can get a solid list. Definitely, they can have a solid show.
If State of Decay 3 or Perfect Dark is there, that's just an added bonus for me.
Cool.
Yeah! Hey,
Cool.
Look at this. I have had a great time tonight. This was one of the most... I feel so good right now, and I feel like that's how everyone in chat should feel. Just feeling good, hanging out with your buddies, talking about shit, not taking things too seriously, but feeling passionate. You're okay. It's totally fine to be passionate about things that are inconsequential, which video games, the most inconsequential thing in the world, probably, right? It's entertainment, right? So falls into that category. And you're muted. Are you muted or are you fucking with me?
It's incredibly consequential.
There you go. Thank you. I love that. Yeah, so we're button heads here, button butts, and video games will change the world. You just wait. Yeah. Oh, we could do it again.
Well, you're on this side.
No,
for
do
me,
do
so
it the other way. Do it the other way. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
So, well, that's gonna get clipped out. So, perfect. So thank you guys for tuning into the Renegade Realm Podcast. It has been a blast, and we've gone on for almost 3 hours again. But which, you know what? That just goes to show when you're having a good time, you lose track of time. If you aren't subscribed, I swear to God, if another person leaves right now, I'm gonna. Don't you dare leave. Don't you dare leave. Because I see when I start saying, hey, well, anyway, guys, stay right now. Anyway, seriously. Assassin, where are you? Where will you be? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe.
That was actually kind of perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, until I get a good functioning PC, I'm just gonna lay off on making videos for the channel. But, if you want, you can find me on Twitter at Assassin4233. Again, I tried to take away the numbers, Twitter just said fuck you and wouldn't let me. Unfortunately, that's gonna have to stick with me, so if you want to find me, there I am. Excellent.
Yeah, and we got some stuff in the pipeline for the channel. Some funny shorts coming through, which are some highlights coming down, which are things that people don't usually get to stick around and see. That we'll focus on. I'm very excited to be getting that. It's been in the works, and it's so funny that you messaged me that today. I'll show you a couple of them. Probably tomorrow, whenever I have the first video. DeMarco.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, dude.
What's going on?
Yeah. No, so you can find me, DeMarco Dude, on YouTube, Twitter. Those are the two main places I go. And also on Twitch, but I don't really stream on Twitch. I'll stream on YouTube. And also going, now that Redfall's out, now that Redfall's behind, working on finishing Jedi Survivor, doing a very late, but I'll probably do a more laid-back review of that. Great game, spoiler.
God, yes.
And so I'll probably do a more casual review of that, although I already have 2 skits recorded that'll be included for that one. And then Starfield, man. Starfield. Although I don't want to get locked into a Starfield bucket. I don't like the idea of just being a Starfield person. And so we're going to keep it interesting, keep it loosey-goosey. But Starfield, want to have a bunch of interesting conversations about that. I'm looking forward to that game. So hopefully you guys are too.
Yes, and I am. Oh my God, I will get locked into the Starfield because, my God, that game is gonna take my life completely, like the last resort. So I'll cut my life into pieces. This is my Starfield game, which was the. Jonas says, Red Wolf, do tell more about your ideas for a new overlay. Maybe there's something I can help you out with.
Yes,
Oh,
Jonas.
what? Really?
Jonas, let me just say, he's like the best human being on the planet. After maybe you, Wolf. No, actually, he's above you. He has done. He's helped me with my video editing. He's taught me some video editing tricks. He's helped me with some Twitch overlays and transitions and made custom ones with me. Just all around awesome dude. Love him to death and cannot recommend if he offers to help. You'd be a fool. You'd
Take
be a fool to
advantage
say
of
no.
him.
You'd be-
Okay.
no.
Oh,
no.
not like that.
No.
Wait a minute,
Oh.
so you're saying he's the type of guy where if we get big and we need an editor, we want to pay him full time? Jonas is one to ask?
No, I'm asking
No,
him first. So.
I totally understand what you're saying, Jonas. That is super sweet.
No,
of
you can't ask him
to-
for editing. I'm paying him full time salary if I can
No.
afford it first.
Well, yeah, that, and trust me, as a videographer, no, you don't want to.
Jonas, I want you to remember, he said that you're a great guy above Red, and he won't let us pay you if you become our editor full time when we get big. Remember that.
I'm taking his editing full time. If I can
It's
do
a lot
it,
of work.
that's why.
Jonas,
So you
I will
can't,
say
you can as well. It has to be 100% DeMarco.
yeah. So Jonas, thank you. It's very, very sweet of you to offer, and I'll take you up on that. So just DM me on Twitter. We'll talk. I really do appreciate that because it's a lot of work. But for someone who knows what they're doing, it's not, because that's what I've learned. I've learned a lot. That's just life in general, right? It's hard to eat spaghetti, Mom, and she says, "Shut up, son. Put your face in the fucking spaghetti and eat it." And I go, "Well, wasn't that hard like I thought it was?" So it wasn't until I learned that here we are, eating spaghetti together as a family. And anyway, so I am Red Wolf. You can find me at Red Wolf Renegade on Twitter, and you're here on YouTube, so you found me. Psych. Well, not psych. This is real. It's not a dream. But do subscribe if you haven't subscribed, if you made it this far. Let's do hashtag romance. Hashtag romance in the comments. If you made it this far, let us know in the comments. Not in the live chat. Let us know in the comments. Because it really helps the algorithm, helps the engagement and all that kind of stuff. And, anything else you guys want to say before we get the freak up out of this motherfucker?
Yeah, you shouldn't swear in the last couple minutes of the video. It's not good for me. It's good for your YouTube fans.
Shoot.
So,
I guess it's
Dang
over then.
it. Well, I guess we're gonna have to talk for a couple more minutes.
Yeah,
No, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat.
Wait, what are you gonna eat?
Stream. I want to go.
What are you gonna eat?
No, whatever I'm gonna go cook. I don't know.
Oh, he's cranky. Oh shit, he's gonna transform soon. No. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the Barely Legal episode of the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 18. And we'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Okay.